All right, what's going on? Welcome back. What's going on? Give me 5, baby. We made it back. Another month. Another beautiful month. Anyway, we're back here. What's going on, baby? Talk to me now.
Your lighting is not right. Still.
Lighting is not right?
Yes. Turn that.
Oh.
Please, fix this
See,
light.
speaking of particular, you always accuse me of being particular. Look at you.
No, the light has to be right.
All right, let's get that on. Does it make a difference?
I knew that something was off.
Does it make a
That
difference?
is also off.
Which one? Which one? This one?
Yes.
How's it off? You want it in your face?
No, turn it up a little bit. Sorry, I have to teach you. To the side. Right. I think it makes a difference.
Is it better?
It is better.
What y'all think? Is it better? Let's put this over here too so you can see. Okay. Is it better?
Much better than before. The lights were not completely on.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah. Speaking of
light.
particular, someone is particular. So what's going on, babe? How are you?
Saying, I'm good.
You're
How are
good?
you?
Good. Let's just make sure we can be heard, right? Today's main topic.
Mm-hmm.
Wife asks for an open marriage. Is she serious? Now, let me just see here. Let me see this particular video here. Let me just, because the video you sent me, that video, let me see if I can put it together really quickly, because I think that may have something to do with it. I forgot exactly where it came from, because we created this topic a while back, but I still think it's okay to talk about it, right? What's your take on open marriages?
That's my take on open marriages.
Yes.
I don't like to tell people what to do, but I think if a marriage is open, then it shouldn't be called a marriage.
Really? That's how you feel about it?
That's how I feel.
You're not afraid of being judged?
Even if you don't say anything, you'll be judged. You are constantly judged, so
Yeah.
speak your piece. My own piece on that is that if your marriage is open, it's not like the standard traditional marriage, outside of two people, you have more people. It's not a marriage.
What you mean?
anymore.
Traditional marriage involves more people than two. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Polygamy.
Oh, we're not talking about polygamy here. Is that the situation?
You use the word traditional.
If it's polygamy, I'm talking about how marriage was created from the Bible days. I'm not talking about with the
Bible polygamy.
I'm talking about Adam and Eve before everybody started joining other people to.
Oh, wow. Wait.
I'm talking about the definition of marriage. Okay.
So we're just
Maybe
going to
legal marriage. Maybe not traditional then. Let's take traditional out.
So I want to encourage you to introduce yourself if you're watching us. Sorry, babe. If you're watching us live, please, I want to encourage you to introduce yourself so we can acknowledge you. But thank you for being here anyway.
Yes.
So again, you're using the word traditional, but
then remove the word because okay. I'm talking about just definition of marriage.
All right, let me play this video.
Between two people. Not traditional, not polygamous. Talking about
but your own ideal.
What about legal marriage? Can we just talk about legal marriage?
Legal marriage based on westernized ideology.
Exactly.
So you're one of those westernized modern women? Is that what we're talking about?
Call me whatever you like.
Okay, all right.
But I have a legal marriage. I can only speak on that.
Okay, all right. I'm just pulling your legs, but I think I understand what you're saying. Let me play this video.
Who owns this bag? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear bag.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. Look at me. This is plain. I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
You bought the bra because of his members?
I know you were insecure,
That's what he's
baby.
saying.
You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
I get the gist.
Oh,
It's a joke, I guess.
What do you mean a joke?
No, but he lied. He's lying.
He's lying.
He's a liar. Yeah, he had a
around
woman over. Yeah.
That left their bra and he used that to,
Right.
spin a,
Right.
fast one on his girl.
Well,
So,
a couple
how
of
does
things.
that relate to what we're talking about? Though?
I know open marriage, right? A couple of things.
Okay.
It's related, and I'll show you how it's related. Right?
Please do.
Earlier, we were talking about Pastor John Gray. We've covered him on this channel before. You remember that?
Yeah. So what's the gist on him? I don't know.
Okay,
What's the
so
real gist?
allegedly he's being
Yeah.
caught. I don't like doing this about other men because I'm not holy past
Because
anybody.
you don't want anyone to say
Yeah.
you're a simp. And
No,
you're
no,
not
no.
holy.
No, I'm not holy past. Precisely because of
No
what
one
the
is.
Bible said in, what is it, Matthew 7? Verse 1. We don't judge, so we're not judged. It's the same measure because, maybe I'm not a cheater. Maybe there are other ways that I have flaws. I don't want to be dragged.
Everyone is flawed.
For
a fact.
You get the point.
Everyone. I don't
Exactly.
care who you are. If you are born of a woman, you are already flawed.
That's
The day you landed on this earth.
Yep, that's my
So,
point.
I'm flawed.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Rick.
so what's the gist?
So there's
I
some.
still need the gist.
So there's a popular vlogger. What's her name? Tasha K. Right.
Okay.
And basically what happened is that some chick called into Tasha K. So first of all, Pastor John Gray is a popular pastor here in the United States. He's the pastor of a church called Relentless in the Carolinas. He used to be associate pastors with Lakewood Church with Joel Osteen.
Actually, I like him. I
Right.
like he's very.
I still like him too, yeah.
He's a very wise man when
Yeah.
he speak.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
everyone has struggles.
still like Pastor John Gray very much too, because again, like you said, no one is perfect,
Everyone
right?
is flawed. Yeah.
Right. So, but here's what I wish people would do, though.
You didn't tell me the gist first before you tell me what you would like people to do.
I'm still
still need-
okay. You're right.
I
You're
still
right.
need to get the gist.
You're right. See, that's why you're here to keep me on point, right?
I don't know what's going on.
Anyway, so I was talking about Pastor John Gray. Then we was talking about the blogger
Tasha K.
Tasha K, right?
Yes.
So Tasha K, basically somebody called into a show, something like that. Something I didn't watch it myself. I was watching another guy called O'Shea Duke Jackson
Talk about it.
it, right? So apparently somebody called into the show and said, she is the presently as we speak, mistress to him. Right? And how did they find each other? They found each other because it was he was browsing on the internet through adult sites and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what that
porn
person
site?
claimed. Not
Or like OnlyFans.
like something like that. It could be. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Wow.
OnlyFans, adult porn site, or maybe where you do pick up. You pick up escorts and stuff like that.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
that's how they met. And
Wow.
apparently, he's promised to buy a car, buy a house, because now Relentless, the church, is opening a branch or something like that in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they've been. So travel comes with this kind of things too. Position, status, power, come with this kind of thing. But the point is that this girl did not know until after a month that he was who he is. Like, you
Well,
didn't
she
know how
doesn't-
popular.
She's never seen him before.
It's possible. You'd be shocked. People are so popular, right? And we know them, and you ask somebody else and no,
and
they didn't know
don't
them.
It's
Because they're in a
possible,
different
though. It's very possible.
different
I've
echo
heard
chamber
that.
altogether, right?
That's true. Oh wow.
So
So why did she come
But that's
on
what she
Tasha
claimed.
K to now spill the tea?
that's a good question because I haven't seen the Tasha K one.
Okay,
right?
because
I've only
if
seen what
she-
this guy said.
Because this is my thing, not to excuse what this pastor is doing.
Right.
But I'm saying, I could also look at that girl and say she's a liar.
Right.
Because what's the motive? Why you out here to now pull this guy down?
I mean, to ask the motive is a valid question. To ask what the motive is, right? But we also know that if we have a little disagreement and I know that you're powerful and you have nothing to lose, right?
True,
So
true.
he has everything to lose, like his reputation. Like we're talking about this right now, and there's tons and thousands of bloggers that are talking about it as well, right?
That's sad.
Now, why did I bring this up, right? We're talking about open marriage, right? Before I talk about open marriage, there's the other news that broke out. The guy with the shootout in Texas. I was just on Auntie
is sad.
Bridget Obodoyibo's platform talking about this, right? And what happened? The wife asked him for divorce. Now, if you've been following us here for a while, I've told you before, if somebody asks you for divorce, I'll keep repeating it because I think we have to repeat things like that. If somebody asks you for a divorce, there's only 2-sentence answer. Okay, I understand. It's that simple.
No, you can't
Right.
just say, okay, you understand, because you're human. You still want to find out.
That's
right?
why- that's why we're
let's say,
talking.
because we are humans with emotions.
So-
you're not just gonna come to me and say, yeah, I want a divorce, and I'm like, okay, I understand.
No, I'm talking about
Am
men.
I looking for
I'm
that
talking about-
divorce from you?
No, it's very important we're talking about men. It's very important that
Okay.
notes that we're talking about men, right?
But you still want to ask questions like, why? What happened?
Yes,
a
but not in that
normal human
moment.
being.
Not in that moment.
Okay.
Not in that moment.
But do you have to say, okay, I understand in that moment? Or you'll be like,
So
I need
your
to
wife.
take the time out.
This is a very good question. So your
Okay.
wife came to you. She asked you for a divorce, right? As opposed to shooting up the house.
no, I agree.
All right, good.
Of course.
So
when
it's
you
very
say
good.
That,
It's very good to
no,
keep things
when you
clear, right?
say that, I agree with that.
Okay.
But me and you right now, we good.
Right.
Okay.
Uh,
and I come to you and I say,
Yes.
I want a divorce.
That's
Are you
what
gonna
makes this
say,
difficult.
okay, I understand, or you're
Right.
gonna say, where's this coming from? Or you're gonna say, you know what? Let me take a break. I'm out of here. I need to think. Because this is how these things happen.
Yes,
Some
good
things
point.
happened before this guy just went to go get a gun and start doing shootouts. Not to excuse any of that, because this is crazy. And we need
Yeah.
to stop that. And I get what you're trying to say is that, guys,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the end of the world. I totally agree with you. It's the emotions involved
Yes.
when these things are said
Yes.
is what causes whatever.
You see how you
happened.
took the time to ask me all those questions after I
Right.
told you that?
Right.
That's exactly what I'm looking to accomplish.
Okay.
Okay? As opposed to you overreact.
Right.
Okay?
Right,
So
right.
you're right that the way it transpires is there's an active argument going on.
Yeah.
See, when you, the opposite of, okay, I understand, is that, where's all this coming from? Overreaction. That's always accompanied by some kind of overreaction and animation and all this kind of stuff. That's not usually coming out as just subtle and soft end. No. It's usually coming out with all of this different demonstration and stuff, like, right? That can actually confirm the exact reasons why she's wanting divorce in the first place. She
Right.
couldn't feel safe to tell you anything.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
by saying, where is all this coming from? If you think about the energy that usually accompanies with it,
It's like very animated, and as a man,
it's explosive,
It's explosive. I
right?
agree.
So if you think about all of that, right, you will now understand where I'm coming from when I say the first answer in that moment, just the answer. We're not saying you shouldn't work on your marriage and all this. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that in that moment where anger comes in, replace that with, okay, I understand.
So, because the reason why I brought that up is,
Mm-hmm.
assuming now, I come to you and say,
Right.
I want a divorce. And you say, okay, I understand. I'm like, eh? Have you been waiting
That's exactly
for
what
me
I'm looking for.
to ask for a divorce? Like, oh, so you've been, and it doesn't end like that. I'm going to guarantee you right now. You tell a woman, okay,
Mm-hmm. If you
I
feel so
understand.
safe.
It's not going to stop there.
So-
It's going to become another different argument, like, what the hell? So you've been cheating on me? So you've been, there's so many levels to these things.
So if you feel so safe to come to me,
Oh, and
to
usually
trigger
it's
me
not-
that way,
it is not safe.
just to tell me so
it's
you
not
can
out
respond.
of safety too. It's
Okay.
not out of safety.
So you feel so safe you came to me so you can let me hear what he's going to respond. Is that how it works?
No, it's
What
not.
what
but
usually
I'm
has happened
saying-
before you gain courage, which is courage,
Mm-hmm.
to come to me and say, I think I want a divorce. What usually would have transpired not only a few hours before then, but days, weeks, months, potentially years before that. The idea is here, let's not pretend that we didn't know that there's a breakdown going on in
Oh
our
no,
marriage.
men pretend all the time. They say, I didn't see that coming. Where is that coming from? Oh my God. It must be another dude. They say it all the time.
Exactly.
They say it all the time. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
There were signs everywhere, but you choose not to acknowledge it. And then you want
Exactly
to throw
my
the-
point.
I didn't see it coming. Oh
Yep.
no, she's just a bit. I mean, I'm just replaying what's going on in people's
Exactly my
head when
point.
they do this.
So let's not pretend like we didn't know that there is a
Right,
breakdown,
right,
right,
right.
Let's in fact act like, you know what? Like let's be intentional here. It's been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? No one prepares that their wife is going to come and ask them for divorce. Usually they're oblivious to it. That's why
They
I'm
say they're
spelling.
oblivious.
No, they don't say. They are oblivious because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Sometimes it's just he knows kind of slightly, but he's not paying attention. He's living life.
Oh,
and
he's thinking
it's
she
being-
ain't going nowhere.
Okay, that's another way of
Men
saying
tend
it.
to think that way all the time.
Right.
And I'm like, why do you think a woman has no limit? She's going to get it. Even if she does not have no money in her hands, she's going to be like, at some point and say, you know what? Let me even leave this place first. I will sort myself out.
But before you got to that stage, you waited that long because you did not feel safe.
Exactly.
You were not being an adult as well.
I agree.
You were being in a situation
I
where
agree.
you're looking for, like, it's just bad.
It's bad,
been
but sometimes
bad.
you just want to get out of the funk. It's just like you're getting suffocated and you're losing your mind, and it's just you want to get out. And somebody else does not want you to get out. They decide to shoot up the place. Like
No. That's why it's good that it's two of us, right? It's good that it's two of us. The way is someone we interpret is the way you just did. But it's not accurate when you bring it back to reality. When you bring it back to reality, what's going on in your head at any point in time is different from what's going on in my head. That's the reality. Okay? When you assume that, you naturally will give me some grace when you're addressing me. You at least want to find out what's going on. The same thing I would do back and forth, right?
Right.
If I assume that, however, you should be thinking what I'm thinking, then I won't give you any grace because you should know better.
Yeah, but people who are already in this stage, right?
It doesn't make
They're
a
not
difference.
they're not giving any kind of grace.
That's why we're talking about it. Make sure that when you're in a relationship,
it's like die
right?
or die trying. That's
Right.
what that guy played out, and it's so sad. Like, it's just crazy.
Make sure that when you're in a relationship, that you have enough grace in you to give, because you will need it. What's going on in that person's head is not what's going on in your head. You have to apply patience and grace. You see what I'm saying? He clearly is disconnected from what I just said. We don't know what was going on with the wife, right? We don't know what we know, right? What we know now is that she asked him for divorce. She gained enough
Which is
courage,
not a crime.
right? So how do we handle this when somebody comes to you and asks you for a divorce? The point is not the verbatim exact words I'm saying. The point is that just know that heaven is not about to fall out.
What?
That is the point I am making. So
And we have
when
to keep making that point because, this is crazy. I can't even believe it right now. Like, this is becoming a common
Right.
thing.
You see how you're connecting with the sadness of it?
Yeah, of course.
That's natural,
Someone
right?
lost their life.
People have unrealistic expectations. They said, no, let's talk about this objectively. You shouldn't connect with the fact that somebody lost their life.
What?
That's what people do in
Well,
marriages.
that is crazy.
Do you understand? People go to court and expect that they should come back home and be friends and we should just talk, forgetting that people get caught up in
if you're going
emotions.
to court, just have it at the back of your mind that things are never going to be the same. I mean, I hate to say common sense. Common sense is not
It's
common
not common
these days,
sense.
so,
Yes,
like,
sir.
if you take someone to
Yeah.
court, just know that you just started.
Right.
Let us talk like adults. You should have thought about that before you went to court. It's
Yeah.
going to go left.
It's not relevant. Adulthood or not, none of that is relevant because both of you are being children. You fell in love. And you're not thinking, you're caught up in emotions, and then you're even getting more caught up in emotions when you get into disputes. You don't sit down. You, as an individual, you don't sit down for a second and say, this is another human being.
You're entitled.
You're entitled. You feel entitled. You're not calming down to say, okay, let me just calm down and see, what's going on with this person. Listen long enough for you to hear what they're saying, because that's hard to.
It's very
for
hard
me till today.
when you're in your feelings. Yeah,
Like, because
absolutely.
I know in my heart of hearts, I know, even though I could be wrong, I know that I'm right. But I have to sit down and just listen. And, make sure that you feel heard. Make sure that I'm heard. How do I make sure I'm heard? By making sure you finish your point. Right?
Because at the end of the day, being right is not going to, it's not like you being right is not going to solve the
It has
situation
nothing to do with
if
nothing.
the other person does not feel heard. So
It has nothing to do with... There are other forces playing a role in everything beyond what you're talking about in that moment in
that's
time.
sad. It's very
So
sad.
the answer remains, if somebody asks you for a divorce, it's okay, I understand. Shut the hell up. Let them say the next thing. Like, if you came, like what you were saying earlier, if you now say, really? So you've been thinking of, like, what do you want me to say? What do you mean? That threw you off. The fact that I gave you that answer.
Absolutely.
Right? But we're able to stay calm, and talk if we need to talk. It also tells me that you still care. You're asking for divorce because you
Absolutely.
feel like everything is in a...
Yes.
But if I'm like, divorce, and I've been watching all kind of crazy YouTube videos, and I go into the safe and bring out some... This was happening.
That's so sad.
You see what I said? Calm down. I learned it a long time ago. It's still true.
Yeah.
It's okay. I understand. I knew it. He didn't love me. Like, whatever she said in that moment, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Nothing I said matters too, except that I need to collect that emotional chaos that's right there, collect it and put it in a box and put them away for a second. Go shower.
You know, it's got to the point that I feel like people can't even straight up sit down in front of their spouse and say, I need a divorce.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be sent by mail and you're long gone.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what's going to happen. Like the case for this lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not a crime, oh. It's
Madin.
not a crime. It's not a crime at all.
So yeah, that was the point of that segment really quickly. Just wanted to cover that really quickly. Yep.
James, who owns this bag? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, and don't wear
It's
blood.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is plain.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Baby, Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
So the you know, just to round up the other open marriage thing.
Oh, yeah. We never got to the end of that one.
So I mentioned the Pastor Gray thing. As in, like, what were we looking at? And I said, if you get, okay, it was him. If he gets caught, who was that? No, we were talking about somebody entirely. Let's not talk about that. But you know what I mean? If that person gets caught, right? They're acting like if they get caught, they'll be like, you know what?
They'll own it.
It is what it is, but they won't. They'll be crying like a bitch trying to beg the wife to stay. That's what they... Because I see a lot of people talk on this YouTube and Clubhouse and social media streets, and they're like, oh, this is polygamy, blah, blah, blah.
Like they're ready.
But you can't really get with another woman while you keep your woman with your full chest. You would only do this...
You sneakily do it.
Sneakily, right? Not only will you do that, you take that side somebody to a public place where you can be seen, right? Basically, you're acting stupid. Like, for example, Pastor Gray, you're telling somebody who has nothing to lose, adult worker, right? Adult, what do they call them? Alasho, Olosho, something like that, Sha.
Oh, okay. Olosho.
Right.
Olosho sounds...
You're telling them that you're going to buy a house for them, allegedly. You're going to buy them a house, car, and all this kind of stuff. And you know that this person has nothing to lose, right? So that makes me question, like, when you say, you know, you want to be polygamous, the way our fathers did it, are you sure you know what you're talking about? Because the way they did
have
it...
no clue.
This, at least at some point they brought that girlfriend home and said, well, she's pregnant. Well, y'all
is
gonna be
your
living
new-
together. Or they call family members. They do that a lot too. They cap too.
Yes,
they
they
will
did.
call family members to talk to the wife and say, well,
beg the wife.
yeah, well, you, right? That's what happened for the most part. But people act like they're just doing this with their full chest.
Yeah, like, I'm a polygamist.
I'm a polygamist.
Like, you can't even do
I
one.
tell you're a polygamist. Can you wait until you've married 2 or 3 wives before we start talking?
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, men are
So-
polygamists in nature.
Right.
Like,
So I feel like, okay, open marriage, the idea of open marriage, this generation behind us are bold about it. Many of them are capping too because none of them are really
is it
living
the
that life long term.
polyamorous
All that stuff.
situation.
Right? They do it short term. You know, I have 2
Yeah,
girlfriends now.
short
I have 3
time.
girlfriends now, you know.
That's what
so,
I'm saying.
So they use that and then they use that to compare to long-term marriage where somebody
can't.
has 6 wives, like my grandfather in his house, 5 wives for an extended amount of time. It's not the same thing,
No, it's not.
you know.
It's not.
So open marriage, how do I feel about it? I think in 2022, I think it's just a good way to invite chaos into your life. You know, I mean, I don't know. It takes a certain... It's not because you're wrong. People think it's about wrong. I don't talk about right and wrong, by the way.
That's moral.
Yeah, we don't do the
Yes.
moral stuff. You have your moral standard. But resources, time. How do you have time? Right? How do you have time? You need a wife to... For the average person now, I'm talking to you, you need a wife to bring 50% of the bills, to pay 50% of the bills.
In
You
today's
can't
world.
afford to keep one home together, but you're talking about polygamy. Like, who are we deceiving exactly? Right?
yourselves.
Right? So from a resource standpoint, right? If you were Elon Musk, we wouldn't have this conversation. You probably would not have a home, a house. You would live on your friend's couch. It's not because you couldn't afford it, because you're just weird like that, and you're the richest person in the world, right? We wouldn't have this conversation. We're talking about you, the regular person.
That is Elon Musk, by
Yes,
the way.
that's him.
He is weird.
I said that, yeah.
Well, most rich people have a house or two.
Right.
It's just strange.
But the point is that once you get into that level, we're talking about Elon Musk, where you're rich, high value man, all this
Money
nonsense,
is not
right?
like anything to you anymore.
Nothing in life is normal to you. You're like every second of your day is accounted for, right?
Sure.
So even those people, they don't indulge in those stupid conversations. What about you, your regular self, that you know before you can use that second car and have a home, you need a second income. So now you're talking about marrying multiple wives. So again, I see open marriage is another phrase that's been thrown around, like open marriage, boundaries,
that has
narcissism.
been for over how many years though? I feel like it's been like around for like
The open
over
marriage
20,
thing?
15 years. Like people have been talking about
the
it.
reason why they're dragging the nonsense out of Will Smith and Jada right now is because of the open marriage thing. It just doesn't
When
work.
did they say they have an open marriage? I think
Well,
it's just that people assuming
That's
the
true.
situations.
That's true. There's a lot of assumption
I think
there.
they had
but we
moments
know,
where they were separated but living together and
Right.
things happened. I don't think they ever had an open marriage.
right.
And this is me just thinking,
No,
What
it's
do I
true.
know?
We don't know. If you know anything, share with us. If you share a link where they said they did open marriage, let us know. But anyway, there's this guy though, one of the new edition,
Yes.
right?
What's
So
his name again?
I keep forgetting his name. It's one of the
skinny one,
BBDs,
the-
right? The skinny
yeah,
one,
the
right?
very
They
skinny
did
tall
try
one.
the open marriage thing, and then this girl tried to take his wife. You get the point?
Well, excuse me. The girl didn't try to take his wife. His wife was more invested in the girl. See, you gotta get these stories right.
Okay.
She was the one.
This say sound like the same thing to me.
No, she was actually the one chasing after the
If
girl.
you're moving, God forbid,
with another girl,
if you're moving with another chick right now, who do you think I'm going to face?
you will blame the other chick.
Not
Instead of
blame. I will
blaming
face
me.
them.
I get it, but I'm just saying. Let's
am
keep
I
it
wrong?
clear.
Yes, I'm wrong, but I will still face them. You get it?
Those are the things that women do when they are fighting side chicks over their
Everyone
husband.
does it. You blame the other person. You say she was sitting by herself and being happy here. You just came into our world and
just
interrupted
like,
our world.
oh, please.
That's how people say them.
Come on.
That's how people do them,
It's stupid for the most
Yeah.
part.
But yeah, that's the point. It's all emotional for the most part. It's
Right.
not about right and wrong. It's about, hey, relax, calm down. There's nothing you're going to fix right now in this moment when these things happen. If your wife comes to you and asks you for open marriage, is she serious? Yes, she's probably serious. Don't overreact.
Is she serious? Is that a question?
Don't overreact, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't overreact to it. Just let today sleep. Let today pass away, right? And then talk to somebody. Maybe your father, your mother, your pastor, your alpha. Somebody that can maybe help you dissect what just
And
freaking
then
happened.
after talking, and she still says, I want to open my eye. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Then
Let go.
it's-
Let go. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
guess
let go.
what? The power still lays in your hand. The person
still have
company
the power.
has so much power,
Yep.
but because of the weakness we also have, we feel like no, we have to have this person by force. No, we don't.
No,
have
you
to.
don't have to. You don't
don't
own
have
anybody.
to.
You don't own yourself.
Don't have to.
Did I tell you don't own yourself? Did you wake yourself up this morning? Okay, let's be calming down, right? If somebody said they don't want to be there anymore, one of the hardest things for us to do is to let go, but you're going to have to do that. That's the most healthiest thing you can do. That will get them, put them in a position where they can clear their head. You can clear your head, right? If they belong there, they will come back, okay? But the work is always going to be what you do with yourself and not trying to manipulate other people to stay. If you have to manipulate someone to stay with you,
It's not gonna last.
it's not good anyway, right?
It's not even gonna last.
Yeah,
to be
it's not
honest
good
with
anyway.
you.
So yeah, let's.
It's not gonna be and that's why we always preach self sustainability. And when you say these things, it's as if people don't get it. Like, if you're not sustainable, if you don't even move around like you got options, I'm talking about that you are good enough.
Right.
Nothing happens.
Like you're
today.
well,
last everybody.
you're
go
well
there,
made,
all right.
created.
If you
What's
don't
that
know
thing?
that,
What's that Bible verse? Like I'm well made and created. Some like that.
something like
Yeah.
that. If you don't know that for a
If
fact,
you don't know that, they don't want you anyway.
it's gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I'm don't wear bra.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me. This is bling. I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. Man, I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know. I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
So, let's talk about the 5 common lies told by cheaters. Do you have anything in mind?
Common lies told by cheaters.
I just saw one. 5 common lies told by cheaters.
Nothing comes to my head.
Yeah, because you're not a cheater, baby.
Hey, nothing comes to my head.
All right, so let's go through some of this. Let me see what you think.
Did it first.
Yeah.
Right.
I blame you. You pushed me to do this. That's crazy, right? I blame you. You pushed me to do this. That's terrible, right? Do you think that's even possible in the first place? Can somebody push you to cheat?
Well, if you're playing tit for tat,
No.
feel like
The question was a lot more straightforward than that, baby. Come on.
no, but to be honest, no. But again, people can say, "Oh no, this person did it first, so I'm doing it. I'm paying you in your own coin." But no, you're right. No one can push you to cheat. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for it, and it's your choice. Okay, it's still
You made
a
a choice.
at the end of the day. Even if you are weak, it's still a choice. It's still a choice.
Yeah.
You were strong enough to make that choice.
It's like one of those things where people say, "Oh, they blame mental health for everything." Like, no, it can still be mental health, and you can still blame you for it. You commit a crime, you're a criminal. You can still go back deeper.
Now they're making every mental health people that are mentally challenged. They're making them look like criminals, and I'm like, no,
Right.
That is wrong. You are a criminal, point blank. Period. It has nothing to do with your mental health. We'll talk about that later.
So you
But
think
just committed
so?
a
That's
crime.
it's still a crime, yes.
Yes.
But we can still talk about the fact that mental health is involved.
Yes, but we're not gonna use that to excuse your behavior of just of the crime you just committed.
Well,
You
the thing is
still
that
have to
whenever
serve
you
your
bring it
crime.
up at all, before you even say ask,
They will bring the mental.
they,
Like, wait, chill.
no. You're on the other side. I'm on the other side. Don't come on my side, okay?
What do you mean?
Before you say ask, they assume you said excuse. All you said is mental health.
No. When you bring up mental health, when we're talking about the crime, you are minimizing
All right.
what that person just did. We need to separate them. We're not saying
So
it's
we're-
not involved
we're-
with your mental health, but we're talking about this crime right now. We need you to
So
understand.
let's
a
apply.
crime
So
has
let's
happened.
apply it to this.
Ah.
Let's apply it to this. I blame you. You pushed me to do it. No, you did it.
That's a punkish way of getting out of
Yeah.
something, of being a victim.
You did it.
Yes,
Okay, good. Now,
I agree.
there's another one. Somebody said mental health. I was just having that discussion today. I'll bring it in real quick, right? Somebody said there's no such thing as mental health. The only thing I know as mental health is psychosis, and that's when you see them in Yaba Market already.
No, those are extreme.
Oh, it's extreme for you now.
Yes,
Because a few days ago.
I'm not disagreeing that there are mental health issues, but every time a crime is committed, people run to mental health. Do you know this is a thing in the court of
What do you
law,
mean by
right?
what do they normally say when they run to mental health? Explain that.
I don't know. Me, but I want to
So how do you know they run to mental health? I'm
because
confused.
if you watch there's a shooting situation that the guy involved claim that it's meant. Isn't it the guy that went to shoot up the hood or something like that?
Well,
He's claiming
they
mental
use
health.
it. They use it.
They
no.
use it to get away with stuff.
Anytime there's a shooting involving white people, they tend
Especially
to.
race involved.
Yeah, they tend to when defense lawyers come and they try to defend them, that's their go-to because
That's what
defense
I'm saying.
because that's what defense lawyers do. They
So
they go
does that
to
excuse the crime, though?
no, but it's called defense lawyer. That's what they do. They get paid to do that. It doesn't excuse it. Guess why they're in court? Because they're criminals.
This is why people get away with stuff.
Anyway, let's go to number 4.
This is why people get away with stuff.
Number 4th lie that they tell. You're being crazy or paranoid.
Yeah, of course. If somebody is doing something to you, they make you feel like the crazy one. Every time, there are times that you see women out there. Okay, I'm gonna have to speak on. I know it's not
That's
part
fine.
of it, but I'm gonna use Annie Dibia and Two-Face
Lobaton.
as an example.
Uh-oh.
Every time you see Annie acting crazy,
Right.
you look at her and say, "This one is just crazy." Who's behind it making her crazy?
Yeah, who?
Two-Face.
No, herself. Stop, baby.
Excuse me. Boy, he adds to it. He does. But she is also responsible for where she is because, hey, you know the situation.
I think
that
it's
you
the
are
word
in.
responsible. I agree with you that your environment can create a certain way of behavior.
Exactly.
I agree with that. But when you say responsible, that means that person
She's
is
responsible.
that means that person owns the responsibility to respond to your behavior, and they don't.
No, I'm talking
Responsible,
about
respond.
when they mess with your head. That's a real thing.
Oh, when they say you're being crazy or paranoid.
Yeah,
No.
when they mess with your head.
Okay, all right. So of course they're supposed to say you're being crazy or paranoid because you didn't catch them.
Red-handed.
You caught them.
So they deny, yes. So you cut them here and they slip off all the time.
Nonetheless, it's a very common lie. Number 3, she is only a friend. Let me change this because this is not nice. Let's put this here because a lot of people are having work husband these days.
Eh? So now you put E/she is
He or she
You're speaking
is
for the
only
dudes.
a friend.
Okay.
Does it happen? Yeah,
Of course.
Of course.
A lot.
But does that mean they're not telling the truth? This is the tricky part.
That's the blurry line,
Does that mean they're not telling the truth? This is the tricky part here. Right? Let me use this one. Okay, there's a lot more lies that they tell. We're just, again, these are some of the things. Now, they could be telling the truth. I think what most people tend to do is they're trying to make everything absolute and say, oh, because Ola posted these reasons and you said it, that means you're lying. That's not true. Okay? You're going to see a lot of articles around, 5 ways of doing something, 5 lies of something, 5 signs of...
It's not absolute now.
There's no absolutes, okay? Number 2, you're never willing to try anything new. There's something wrong with this statement all by itself that makes it disingenuous. That's another word that's been thrown around a lot.
Social media lingus. I can't.
There's something wrong with this statement by itself. What do you think it is? No, first, just speak your mind on it first, and then we'll talk about what I think is wrong with the statement in the first place.
If someone is never willing to try anything new, are they just, to me, it feels like this person has always been that way.
Right.
And you married them anyway.
Right.
So why are you complaining about that?
And suddenly now
That
you
is
feel
not
like...
the issue.
Yeah.
There's something deeper than that.
Yeah.
That's just an excuse.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
But also the buzzword here is never. Anytime somebody uses never or
it's
always,
exaggerated.
it's exaggeration.
Yes.
So exaggeration is a form of lie.
It's like a colorful,
It's a lie. It's a
No,
lie.
exaggeration is not always a lie. It's something that is overly
I'm not talking about
painted.
package, It's a lie.
It's painted.
It's a lie.
So this thing can happen for real, but then I added my own little color around it.
Yeah.
That means I've exaggerated it. It doesn't mean that the whole thing did not exist.
Inaccuracy is a lie.
Whatever. If you say so.
Number 1, it wasn't
I'm not a
technically
dictionary,
cheating.
I don't know.
It wasn't technically cheating, baby.
Oh no, this is a good one that they'll tell you. She kissed me. I didn't kiss her.
Baby, people can kiss me and not kiss them.
I didn't see it coming.
It's possible.
And what did you do after the fact? The thing is, Is what happened after she kissed you.
I'll tell you what.
Is what happened after she kissed you.
I didn't kiss back. I just noticed somebody
No,
just kissed
but
me.
you just, she kissed you.
Oh, not me really, but
She kissed you and you now continued. You didn't say, what the hell is going on
Yeah,
here?
because-
You can't do that.
because
A normal person would say something. But men will, no, but I'm a man. What was I supposed to do?
no, it's because of this, baby.
Just to receive it.
It's because of this, baby. It's because
James, who owns this bag? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear
It's
clothes.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is bling.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Baby, Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
So, next segment. My husband doesn't respect me. So we got a few stories we're gonna run through real quickly.
Okay.
Right. This one says I was his second choice, but we're married. He's had constant flirtationships, another word made up by social media, throughout the marriage. He's lied several times about several things, including whereabouts. Lied and stayed out all night to meet up with an old crush. He hasn't physically cheated, but definitely hasn't been loyal or respectful to our marriage. What's your take, babe? What's your take?
Well, she got me at the, I was the second choice. Huh? I think that's where the problem comes in.
I was the second choice.
You were the second choice?
No.
I want to
Me,
say for
I'm a
who?
first choice all day long. I keep winning.
I mean,
I keep dragging these motherfuckers.
okay, babe.
All right.
I'm just saying, I was the second choice. That's where it got me. Like, yeah, the second choice. I feel like things are already gonna go all the way, wrong.
Yeah.
And she said he hasn't physically cheated, but is disrespectful to the marriage. He has emotionally cheated. He has cheated, period. Right here, you're still making an excuse for him. I'm sorry, he still has cheated. Cheating is cheating.
Right.
It doesn't matter if he did it physically or emotionally. He has cheated, he has disrespected your marriage.
Yeah.
You all need to have a sit down and talk about it and get some help. If he's not willing to do that, you have the power. Whatever you want to do. The
Yeah.
power is up to you.
Yeah, I was the second
Because
choice here.
it's not gonna stop being disrespectful.
Right.
If it has no consequences. If you can get away with it.
Because
why
people
should you
don't change
stop?
their behavior without
Exactly.
pain, pleasure, or relief.
Why should I stop if I
Yeah.
can get away with it?
Yeah. The part where she said I was his second choice, I have another reason why that's where she also caught me.
She got you by that too.
She got me right
Like that-
there.
Like what?
And
What
it's
you
not
mean?
necessarily because it's true that she was the second choice, because she feels that she was the second choice. It's much more important to pay attention to the fact that she feels that she was the second choice.
She
The
probably
fact
moved
that
around
she's
like the
saying it
second
right
choice.
now today tells me it's all indications that she still feels like a second choice.
Right.
And nothing good can come out of all of that.
Yeah.
If you feel like a second choice.
You can talk about it forever.
Insecurity.
Yeah, it's
Right?
an insecurity. Yes.
Yeah, you're not gonna feel right in your situationship. You'll be more so thinking about flirtationship all the time,
Even if it's not doing
even
it,
if it's not happening.
you will feel like it is. Yeah.
This is why I tell people to go through healing, because they will ask you proper questions to help you get out of a potential delusion. It could be all in your head because you feel
It's
like
true.
a second. That's just a possibility.
It's a possibility.
But you also said something. He had constant flirtation throughout the marriage. So that sounds like something, right? She said
happening.
he's lied several times about several things, including whereabouts. If somebody tends to lie, petty lie, and it's a consistent thing, I'm not talking about one time white lie here and there. Not that, okay? I'm talking about consistently. They tend to tell petty lies that especially easy to catch lies.
Like
For example,
you can't trust that person.
Yeah, like for example, I was in Texas last night, but actually I was in New York, and when I look through all the itineraries that's coming to our joint emails that you forgot you created 3 months ago, it's clear that
you were in New York. Oh my God.
And then consistently, like men tell this kind of lies, by the way, but not all men, but some men do, right? They tend to be sloppy with this kind of stuff.
They
right?
can't even keep up with their own lies.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So if he's consistently lying about whereabouts, yeah, that could be an indication.
That's red flag right there.
Right. And then she said lied and stayed out all night to meet up with an old crush. That's also a good reason to feel some type of way. To feel like a second choice. Oh, is that the first choice? Exactly. These things will haunt you.
Are you kidding me? The fact that she knows this is even very scary.
These things will haunt you.
I'm like, my heart is going boom, boom, boom for her. Like the fact that she knows it.
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
Yeah, these things are, they will haunt. They, by the way, all of this could be in your head, but they will haunt you if you don't seek help. Because at some point we're gonna need you to show something tangible so that we can say, okay, you're right. That's what you're dealing with, right?
You have to have receipts.
And also, yes, this will create a wife that that will lose respect for the husband.
Absolutely.
Why? Because the husband is moving in such a way that you've deemed that he doesn't respect the marriage. So naturally, you multiply that.
Of course. Absolutely.
Exactly. He hasn't physically cheated. Okay, so that means
making excuse for him.
You think so?
Yes.
Well,
women will try to save you.
No. She said
every time, like he hasn't physically cheated. What? He's cheating.
I mean, but she said the way I interpret that is that she's saying I haven't seen proof that he physically cheated. Because if she's seen proof, she's seen proof. She hasn't seen proof.
But my thing is, he has emotional affairs. That is cheating.
So that's still proving that point. She said physical. She said he hasn't physically cheated.
He's been long gone.
She didn't say he hasn't cheated. She said he hasn't physically cheated.
I don't trust him at this point.
But definitely hasn't been loyal or respectful to our marriage. Anyway, what's your advice for this?
I already said my advice, babe.
Okay, my advice is to talk to someone. You need to talk to someone. There's a lot more information that we don't know that we need to know. But we can tell you right now that it's not healthy. It's not a healthy relationship. Not because you're wrong or he's wrong. It's just because you're feeling this way. You're feeling like a second choice. When you feel like a second choice, nothing fruitful is going to happen in your relationship. It will disturb everything. It will disturb your growth as a family, as a husband, as a wife, your children. It will disturb parenting. It will mess with your ability to be able to parent your kids properly. So I can feel your pain. So I would say definitely talk to someone. My husband doesn't respect our marriage. I wouldn't really worry too much about the marriage. I would worry about the underlying relationship between you and your husband. Because if he doesn't respect the relationship, it's no wonder why. Because this is the point where people get to and they want to blame marriage, the institution. No, it's the people.
Not the marriage. Oh my God. People will blame anything but themselves, It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's the people, So my advice is definitely talk to someone, a professional, a pastor, or somebody that, you can trust to hear you out without judging you or judging anyone. Because if they judge your partner, that's not good either. If they just sit down there and they want to judge your husband without hearing or knowing enough, that's not good too.
It's still going to have the same effect.
Yep. But in the meanwhile, you can go through download the book and, go through our programs and stuff like that. Yep.
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear clothes.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. This is plain. I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. Man, I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know. I didn't know know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
You know, let things be or save the marriage. I got another one here. Let me read it real quickly, then we'll dissect it. That's a long one, so let me be fast a little bit. Going on 6 years but married for 4 years. Wife feels that I have taken advantage of her due to my mental health, and we're just talking about mental health, and my delayed action to seeking therapy. I have been in therapy for a year, medication, and attempted marriage counseling. At first, it was a healing separation, but she mentioned divorce and now doesn't know. Oops. She deserved telling me how she felt because she reserved telling me how she felt because my mother passed away and my family fell apart. I moved her and our 4-year-old back to her hometown where I took on an ability for a fresh start as a manager. Wife did not like women having access to me because I was their manager. I changed my role where I just focused on myself. She has lost both her grandmothers this holiday, in addition to her mother and father splitting, and her mom may have some health concerns now. I was just hoping to gain some perspective from others who may or may not have been successful in restoring a marriage. Did it work for you? How did you come in terms to just let it be or move forward? I told her I was still in love with her and can show her things can be better. Hoping to gain perspective in the separation. And is it best to let it be if wife asks due to years of feelings not shared and current family concerns? We have tried marriage counseling and she opted to let things be organic. At first, this was healing separation, but she mentioned divorce. Your take, baby, your take.
I mean, they have a lot going on. They have a lot going on. They have multiple deaths in the family. They have the wife's family split. I mean, father and mother splitted. Believe it or not, I don't care how old you are. This thing still affects people.
Yeah, of course.
If your parents split today, you're like, what the hell? You know, it can just affect everything you have going on. And he also mentioned his own mental health. What I can say right now is that as if, you know, she wants to be separated or she wants a divorce. Mm-hmm. You said it before. You said give her what she wants.
Yeah.
I think he just needs to go focus on himself, like his mental state of mind, you know, make sure you're good, you know, so you can be there for her if she needs you.
Right.
And I would say if right now the best thing they can do for each other is be friends with each other. That's the best thing you can do. Build up on the friendship.
Right.
Forget about marriage for now because she doesn't want marriage.
Yeah,
and you're not going to be in a limbo. Now, if you want to stay in the same place and you guys can handle it, that's up to you guys. Some people do that successfully. Mm-hmm. Some people, not so much. If you can, leave the place. If you can, do what's good for you guys. But make sure that you seek therapy too because, you know, these things are not easy, especially when it comes to emotions.
Yeah.
Your emotion will be going up and down every day. Even your wife tomorrow can decide she doesn't want divorce anymore. It's just, it can be very chaotic. So...
yeah. You know, the question here is let things be or save the marriage. What if those two things are the same thing? Right? What if those two things could actually be the same
possibly
thing?
mean the same thing.
Could possibly mean the same
Possibly.
thing. Yes. Let things be sometimes to some people means I'm just going to pretend like nothing happened. Just
sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, that's not going to work, right? But let things be in terms of how another adult is moving. I don't think you have that much choice.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to let them be. And by the way, that increases your chances, if you're working on yourself, of re-attracting her back. It's just chances, no guarantees, right? There's no guarantees. But you have to realize that your most precious asset is you, your time. That's literally your life, right? So if you spend all this time worrying about what is she thinking, like some people right now, they'll be very quick to advise you, like, no, she's cheating with someone. Like,
you know, but what does that add to your life?
Yeah, that's not gonna help you. In fact, the way I just said
terrible.
it probably just took away from your peace of mind.
Yes.
Right.
It's like trickery.
That's not helpful in any way, because if she's not with you right now and she's with somebody else in this moment, sorry about that.
It's okay.
And she's with somebody else in this moment, she's not wrong. She already told you she's moving on, right? So I don't know how that helps you. That may shoot your self-esteem, I guess, a
Or
little
even
bit.
cause you to do something worse, like some
Yeah.
people who are, in a weak state of mind.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So what I would say is that you definitely, again, as usual, seek help. Talk to someone professional that can help, right? And they'll be able to help you assess things in terms of working on yourself, because you can't really control another human being. The last thing you want to do in this moment is call family meetings on this person or try to manipulate them. They already, like, if she said, like, she'd rather let things be organic, I take that at face value. That means she's not comfortable. She doesn't feel safe even going to trying to fix the marriage. She's completely shut down. But if you back off of her a little bit, right, there's a good chance you're calling every time, you're using the kids to get access to her and all this kind of stuff. Makes her even feel unsafer, right? But if you just back off a little bit, give her some space, and then use that time wisely, meaning work on yourself, right? You would dramatically increase the chance of attracting this person back to you. But letting her be, yes, let her be by all means. Letting the marriage be, marriage is a function of a healthy you. Why not? Let's not worry about that, right? Let's worry about you. There was a breakdown that happened in the dynamics of the marriage, potentially you included. You've said a few things about yourself, your mental health, and all this kind of stuff. All that stuff can add weight, unnecessary weight on your marriage.
Yeah.
And yes, I would definitely back off of the situation a little bit, and that can be equivalent of saving your marriage, if that marriage is meant to be. So if you're in a place where you worked on yourself and you're able to attract her back, attraction, seduction, as in, like, she's now talking to you, you're now friends, like she said again, before you engage romantic relationship again, go talk to someone. Say, let's go talk to this person. Did I not do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go talk to someone. Let's just not act like run into some crazy we don't know what the hell we're doing. Obviously we broke down for a reason. Maybe not my fault, maybe not your fault, whatever. It's not the end of the world. But let's go talk to someone and see, see if maybe we're missing something, potentially.
Sometimes somebody else can see what you guys can't
all
see.
the time, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I don't see, I see what you don't see all the time. And
Or
if we're
someone
both in the
outside
funk,
Yeah.
we need someone that you can trust, a professional, a pastor, somebody that you can trust, like to see things
Not
for what
someone
they
that
are.
will
Yeah.
instigate the situation.
Yeah, not family meetings. Okay, not family meetings don't work. I'm convinced they don't work. Okay, they only escalate and make things even worse, right? So don't do that.
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear bar.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is plain.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right, welcome back. So we're talking about 5 excuses that dries the pee up.
Sexless marriage.
Yeah, 5 excuses that dries up the pee. This is actually another message. So let me get through it really quickly. Let's be quick with this. My wife is, in my opinion, completely uninterested in love making. I have tried being outgoing, spicing things up, buying toys, lube, and numerous other ideas to try and get her to want to make love, and nothing seems to work. I'm the initiator 99.8% of the time, which is exhausting. But on top of that, to hear These are the 5. What did I call it again? The 5 excuses that dries the pee up. Not directly, but indirectly, because it doesn't make it better.
What do you mean dry the pee up? Like dry the, Yeah, I know what we're talking about, the woman's.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you're saying, nah, I'm tired? No. I don't agree.
So, but on top of that, to hear, number 1, nah, I'm tired. That's number 1. Number 2, not tonight. I'm just not feeling it.
Isn't that what a woman would say?
Yeah.
So how's that drying the pee?
I'll explain.
Okay, because you got me all
Confused. I know.
I am confused.
This guy is telling us the story,
Okay.
right? These are the things he's heard, right? So let's keep going, right? I think my period might be starting soon. It's an excuse, right?
He hasn't started, but he's starting.
A woman would say, still an excuse, right? Right? I'll tell you why it's an excuse, but the dry the pee up is where you are confused.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
confused.
Right. 4, God, you are so needy. Okay. 5, really? And numerous other demoralizing responses follow. You see how you describe that? Demoralizing responses follow. This is how a man feels when they hear those excuses.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll explain in a second here, but I want to hear your take first on the question, on the whole body of the question. I'm in a weird and difficult place because I love her like crazy, but I can't stand the idea of seemingly never having sex for the rest of my life with this woman. Is there anything I can do, or should I just see if she's okay with me seeking sex elsewhere? I'm not okay with cheating, but if she doesn't want sex, maybe I should see if it's okay to find it with other people. What's your take, baby? Advise this guy before I talk about the weird translation of the topic.
I think with everything is said so far, if these are consistent excuses.
Wait, there are 5 excuses. What do you mean consistent?
No, I mean, if she gives these excuses all the time,
Right.
then there's no attraction in the marriage.
Right, okay.
She's not attracted to him.
Right.
She's not interested.
So you're saying those are excuses for you? Because these are the things she said. When women say these things.
There can be days that you are tired for real.
We get that.
But if this is like consistency.
This guy has mastered the excuses.
It's an excuse.
It's an excuse.
It's an excuse. Because at the end of the day, if you are tired today, you cannot be tired tomorrow. If you are tired tomorrow, you cannot be tired next tomorrow. What is going on? We got to talk about it, right? We got to make time for people that we love.
So,
nobody's too tired
so
to
he
spend
said,
time with people they
have
love.
tried being outgoing, spicing things on, buying lubes, toys, numerous other ideas to try and get her to want to make. He's tried all those other things, right? Okay.
Maybe she has, now, me wanting to think, I'm not trying to make excuses, but maybe she has some health issues.
Or him. Or
She.
her. Okay, yeah,
Maybe
possible.
she has some health issues. Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
you
always
need
a
to go see
possibility when it comes to this.
It's always a possibility. How do I know that? I have been in a place where after I had my baby, Tony, I felt so dry.
It was dry.
For like straight up a month. And I'm looking like...
Wait, you're making them look at me like I'm needy now. Just
No,
1 month? That's it?
Yeah, that was just 1 month. Because I remember, they tell you to wait for six weeks, right?
Right.
But the normal me.
But you didn't wait for
3
6 weeks.
weeks.
But
That's what I'm
then
saying.
suddenly something hit.
No, inside of me, I noticed that something is
Oh, something
off.
was off. Okay.
Because
Gotcha.
with all my babies, even if I don't wait up to 6 weeks, I'm already feeling, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, because you've never waited the whole 6
I
weeks.
have never
ever.
done it before. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But
Not because of me, because
not
you
because
couldn't
of
wait.
me
Okay,
personally.
all right.
So when that happened to me, I knew something was off. But I'm like, okay, let me wait. Maybe it's me. Thinking way ahead until you noticed too, and we decided to talk to someone.
Yeah.
So there are things that sometimes we ourselves as women don't understand,
Yeah.
but we need to talk to people.
Right.
So maybe there's a possibility she has some health issues, right?
Right. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. So
But
here,
outside of that, attraction is a big deal, and I feel like people take attraction for granted.
Yeah,
I really
they do.
think people think that, oh
They do.
no, why should I be attracting?
Not
Why
him though.
should I-
He tried. He said
No,
he tried,
no.
but
But I'm saying
yeah.
that on the girl's part, it's either she's not attracted to him
Right.
anymore, right? This is not his fault.
She's not intentional
not her
about
fault. I don't
attraction.
know
She's
what's
probably
going
just
on.
expecting him to make it happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was she a girl that never liked sex? There are some people that never
Possibly.
like sex.
Some people have gone through traumatizing experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when you got together, was the sex like you? Were you having sex like rabbits? Were
Mm-hmm.
you? Is she a freak, or she was just okay? I'm doing it to please you.
Right.
Because if I'm doing it to please you, at some point I won't do it again.
Right.
I'll
Correct.
be tired because now it's a chore.
Yeah.
But if I'm a freak and I like it, at some point my legs will open because me too. I want some of this thing.
Yep.
You know.
If
So
you are
we need to-
attracted.
if I'm attracted.
If you're not attracted, all bets are off.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm not attracted,
Yeah,
then
and all the
no.
excuses will come out. I just
Right.
found all the excuses. So here's why the excuses would dry up the pee. Okay, not because you mean to dry yourself up. You already dry. A woman.
Yeah, if I'm
Right?
saying I'm tired
Yeah,
all the
right.
time.
But it dries it
dry.
even further because the typical response a man gives to those
Oh,
responses.
it's chaotic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We don't understand what the hell you're talking about. Let me read them.
Why you don't want some?
No, you said no. You don't. These are how you say it. Number one, nah, I'm too tired. Two, not tonight. I'm just not feeling it.
it.
3, I think my period might be starting. It's like, oh shit, fuck. 4,
That's like potentially a week or more.
right.
Two.
4 is like, God, you're so needy. That even makes it worse because he's going to overreact to that because he's trying not to be needy. You're just his wife, but then he's going to overreact to that because he's trying to. He's going to enter shalaye mode because he's trying to
that would
explain
dry
why
the pee
it
up
gets.
more
It's
of
even.
that. It makes
It just
sense.
dries up further.
It makes
Right?
sense. It makes
Right?
sense.
Or you say, huh, really? You know, obviously, if you're a typical husband, you want her to be engaged and be involved in
you
it,
wanna
right?
in it. You don't want that.
So once you heard, huh, really? You know, there's no. This is it. We know it's
like,
over.
Oh.
Right? There's no trying to convince you to do
It's
anything like that,
over.
right? Unless you go through a whole process of talking and it could take you hours
It's
to get
finished.
there. That's even if you're patient enough, right? What I would say to the only thing he didn't tell me he did is listening. He doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah.
You cannot seduce. It's not seduction if you don't know what she wants.
Yeah,
Get it?
because I heard something also. Men assume that they like, you know how because you're having sex with your wife
Right.
does not mean that you're, taking that good. Like does not
No,
mean
it doesn't mean that.
It doesn't mean that like they assume they know how to love a woman.
Right?
How
She
to,
could go 5 years and not want to hurt your feelings. And she's not
Yes!
enjoying it. You can ask DJ Envy and the wife.
She can fake it
Right?
till y'all make it someday. She
Or never.
can. Or never.
And then it becomes for life sexlessness. And then she's lost herself, lost her body,
And women most times we want to save our men. We don't want you to feel like we don't want to make you look stupid. So
Right.
sometimes we can, just say
Yeah.
things just to
yeah.
that's what it's-
So the only solution I see here is, there's nothing he said that said anything about. I listened to her. This is what she's going through. It's you don't know what she's
know
going
what's
through.
going
That
on.
right there is telling all indicative of all types. Like, of course, it's dried up. The only thing you know is the excuses that she gives. You're a master at that, right? You understand that. But the way you are probably reacting to this, you have a word here that you said. The word he used is demoralizing responses. If you use those words, there's no way you don't like. You just told me that in one shape, form, or the other, you receive this as she's being wicked, right? Slightly, slowly, because I see that you've tried, right? But nothing good can come out of feeling that way. Instead, look at it as, okay, this is just another human being. I need to understand something about her. That's the beginning of seduction, right? You can't seduce a person you don't understand them. It will fail all the time. I still make the same mistake myself, like if I'm like if I want something from you and if I'm not patient enough to hear where you're coming from, wherever that is, however long
It
that
will
is,
backfire.
it's not gonna work. It's over. It's a wrap. Just forget it. At least for now,
It's a done deal.
So yeah, definitely talk to her and with a lot of listening. Don't be defensive. Don't say, but you're wrong. Don't say, but you're lying. All that stuff would would just make it even further
it worse.
drier, But yeah, yeah, that's that
And
right
then
there.
buying sex toys and lubes,
Yeah,
she
that's
has
not
to be
enough.
part of it. Like,
Yeah.
is she open to that? If she's not open to that, because
Yeah.
I've seen people who bought like sexy stuff for their
Mm-hmm.
spouse, and they got they actually got shamed
Right.
for even doing
Right.
it. So know who you're with. And
If she
what
if
they
she
like.
doesn't feel heard and seen,
Right.
she would just look at everything you do as manipulation.
Yep.
Not deliberately. She's not intentional about it. It's just the way the brain works,
Yeah.
right? Don't overthink it. Just engage her and listen to her and say, hey, babe, I would like us to spice up our sex life. What do you think? And then shut the hell up and
What do
see
you
what she
like?
says. She may say, how are we going to do that? And she will rant and go back and forth and say, when you need help, all of that is the shit test. You have to pass that, right? Meaning you're calm enough. You know it's not really about you. Don't take an offense to it, right? And after she said that, she will catch herself in the middle of it. And then she'll probably calm down a little bit. And then you can be like, so this is what you're saying. Like, and then you do that long. You have to be consistent. It's not a one-time thing, right?
Yes,
And
so.
eventually things will become better. All those other things you did can help, but it doesn't help without the mental. Like, it actually makes things
That's
worse.
from here. Yeah.
makes things
Especially
worse.
for us women.
Yep.
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear
It's
bra.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is bling.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Baby, Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right. So my wife let herself go. Physical attraction in the mud. You know what that means, right?
Attraction issues. Yeah. It's like a don't do. There's no attraction at all.
Physical attraction in the mud. Anyway, let me read this really quickly. Me and my wife have been married for 5 years. Let me make this. What did I do? What is it? All right. Me and my wife have been married for 5 years. She has decent looking. She was decent looking
What?
in the beginning, but
What does that even mean?
that says so much. But anyway, let's continue. But with kids and work, she slowly started letting herself go. I still try to watch what I eat, work out, etc., and keep myself in good shape. She got very offended when I said in slight that she put on some pounds. I think we can picture how you said that.
Yes.
Based off of what you said first.
Excuse
But
me.
anyway, let's skip it.
Okay.
Now-
You were not nice, bro.
Not sure how to handle this. In general, I find myself looking at all these good-looking women and feel sad that my wife looks are gonna be downhill here onwards.
What?
I don't want to cheat on her.
Guy's a clown, man. Stop.
How do people deal with the fact that beauty fades?
Oh my goodness. He's such a shallow human being. Can
Don't
I say
attack
that?
our viewers.
I'm not attacking
All
this
right,
guy.
we're gonna
But
help.
I have
That's
to
what we're
say
about
that
to do. Help.
This is a shallow. Okay, can I say this is a shallow way of thinking?
Okay. What's shallow?
Did
Okay,
you,
it's shallow.
Did you not catch the
No,
part
ask me
where
a
it
question.
said-
Just advice.
The part he said she was decent looking in the beginning. He didn't say she's the most beautiful woman. This is the woman I fell in love with. To me, it sounds like he's the type of person that
She was a second choice.
like he critiques his wife.
Right. Yeah.
Like maybe she walks around on eggshell because Masa is gonna say, "What are you eating? You've gained a few inches in your stomach." That's what it seems like to me. It doesn't
Wow.
sound like it's coming from a place of love.
Well, he said, I feel sad. I don't think sadness and love can live in the same place. But go ahead, continue.
But since you said we should advise him, this is what I would tell this guy.
Because he's asking a specific advice. How do people deal with the fact that beauty fades? That's his ultimate question.
How do people deal with that? I think if you don't know that beauty is going to fade before you marry someone, then you have no business getting married at all, because we are all going to change. Okay?
Yeah.
By the time we hit 60 or 65, 70, our wrinkles will be mad, yo.
So he's married now. It's too late.
Yeah, he's married. But again, I still have to hold him responsible over here, because he's asking for too much. Okay? He is asking for too much. I empathize with the lady, because I can't imagine how he's talking to her if he's saying this.
Yeah.
But this is my advice to him.
Cray.
If you want to really genuinely help your wife,
Right.
you have to do things with her.
Yeah.
It starts with the way you talk to her. How do you make her feel? If you tell me now, like, babe, you've not been, like me and my hubby here, we work out together all the time, right? And when you don't have time to work out, I still go and I get my workout in. If I come back every time I come back from the gym, I'm like, you're just using work as an excuse.
Yep.
You know your belly is this. You know you missed out. You know, it's how I talk to you. It's how I say, oh babe, can you make time? Wednesday, let's go together. You can do it.
Yep.
I come from that aspect more of, no, baby, we can do this together. Let's do it. You're going to feel better when you do it. And you go and you're like, oh my God, I feel so good after working out.
Yep.
And you still want to do
It's
it
encouraging.
more.
It's
It's encouraging.
Yeah.
But if I came and I'm like, you're always missing gym. You're this, you're that. And I think that I'm holier than thou, that will kill everything we have.
Yep.
So first of all, he needs to come from a place of empathy.
I
Why
agree.
is she in the place where she is? Believe it or not, sometimes people are depressed.
Right.
And when people are depressed, they just keep eating. Even if they're not eating, they just keep getting.
You're
gaining
giving
weight.
excuses for her, but continue.
I'm just saying it could be any. If it's a guy,
could be anything,
if you
true.
care, if you care, I know you. If I'm the one that just gained some crazy amount of weight, you're not gonna start with beauty fading.
I don't think I would notice.
You won't even notice, number one, because when I gained weight after I had my baby, I gained 20 pounds. This guy was still telling me I'm cute.
I didn't
I'm like,
notice.
I look like SpongeBob. What are you talking about?
I didn't notice.
I'm like, hell no, I'm gonna lose this weight.
Yeah.
But what am I saying? You always there encouraging me.
Right.
And that's what
I
everyone
try.
needs.
I try.
I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying
Right.
that that's what you need in a
No, but
spouse.
that's bare minimum. You can't be with a person in a marriage and not be and not represent encouragement for them.
Right.
Like that's bare minimum. That's not
Right.
even a matter of perfection or not. Like if you're not gonna be represent, like when you show up either as a wife or husband, if you're not going to represent positive,
Yeah.
you have no business being in that marriage.
No, you don't, because it's an institution
Because-
and it takes two people to like kind of build this thing.
Because life is going to present itself in weird ways that you have challenges to face anyway.
Right.
You don't want to add on top of that and say, you know, I'm not perfect. No, dude, that's bare minimum. Or lady, like that's bare minimum. If he's sitting on that couch and getting fat, you're going to have to say it one way or the other. But it needs to be encouraging.
It has to be encouraged.
It can. Anyway,
It has to come from empathy. It has to come from empathy. I can't but say that this world, we need more empathy. People just open their mouth and all kind of stuff is flying out. No, you gotta think about what you're about to
just
say.
to be clear, we're not saying you couldn't tell your wife. It's just that from the first
it's
sentence.
how you say it.
For the first sentence, you talking to us, you said she was decent
Decent looking. I'm taking offense to that.
That didn't sound. We could be wrong, but that didn't sound like somebody that was excited to marry this person in the first place.
Right. Was she forced on you?
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's just the way you talk. Okay, well, change that because that's affecting your attitude. That's affecting the way she responds to you too. That's telling us how you address her.
I speak blunt. No.
You speak blunt. You're rude.
Anyway, we still want to give him the advice he needs.
Yes.
Which is, for me, lead with empathy. Try and see what's going on with your wife.
Yeah.
This is your wife. If you truly care and she was never this big, there's something going on or possibly that you don't know. 3, you want her to lose some weight?
Right.
You guys go to the gym together.
Yeah, he
With no
definitely
pressure.
he definitely didn't have any empathy. Even he said, I still try to watch what I eat, work out, and keep myself in
Okay,
good shape.
so you're holding accountable. You can hold yourself accountable.
You hold
See,
yourself accountable. That's
I
what
do that with myself.
I could be wrong, but I guarantee you I'm not. You're projecting. All right? You're projecting. Okay? Because, first of all, the way I work out is not the way she works out. Our body responds completely differently.
Differently.
So, I need to have that empathy, even in my delivery, in
my
the way I
God.
talk.
Yes.
And it needs to show anytime you type anything anyway, even if you're not talking to her. Like, we're judging you based on what you just typed, right? Even the way you type, the way it reflects every area. The way you talk to your boss at work, it reflects. This is a behavior that's across. It's not even about your wife. It's the blunt, rude language thing, right? That I'm smelling here. I'm just smelling it. I could be wrong, right? Not sure how to handle this. Okay, how do people deal with beauty phase? Personally, the kind of beauty that will make you, if you did it right, that will make you marry a person does not fade.
It's on,
Okay.
it's on the inside.
Now I get it. In this
Okay.
generation, oh yeah, getting married because of you want to have another wedding, like the society wedding. I get it. People are doing that. I get that. Okay. But nonetheless, you're in it now. Okay. There's some kind of value you saw in that person on day one
I hope.
that made you say, you know what? I'm willing. Right? I'm willing to take this risk. With that value, you need to reconnect with it.
Absolutely.
Because that value tend not to fade. You need to reconnect with it, focus on it, and then it expands. And then there's these other areas. If you focus on it, meaning you're appreciating it, you're saying, hey, I love you for this. I love you when you do this. All the things you like, if you focus on that, right? Guess what she would tend to do with everything else? She can't wait to impress you again.
Yep.
She can't wait.
He seemed like a perfectionist to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but the way he worded his words and like it seemed
Yeah.
like a little OCD to me, like someone that just
Yeah, because he
like
said, I don't want to cheat on her. He thinks because he doesn't want to cheat on her, he deserves
an accolade.
it's entitlement. I smell
bro.
entitlement.
No, bro.
Okay? How you talk, how people feel around you is everything.
It's important. And
Okay?
it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
You gotta approach with kindness.
Sure, you shouldn't let your spouse get fat all over the place on the couch. But how you say it is a big chunk of that.
Oh my God. He hit me with that distant looking. I was like
Yeah.
traumatized from that word.
Did you see how she reacted?
Like, wait, what?
So imagine your vibe, your energy around your wife all the time. That's reflecting that, right? It's no wonder you're getting the result you're looking for. I have a
not
personal
okay.
friend that the wife is always keeping up with working out because it's a workaholic, right? She could never meet up, but she's encouraged by the way he works out and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But from what I've seen, at least, because I don't know them well enough,
Right.
he's empathetic on the way he
Yes.
handles the wife because he's a gym head. She's not.
She's not.
But she still sees that and she's encouraged because you lead by example,
Absolutely.
right? Not your mouth. Your mouth is a lethal weapon and it's probably working against you.
a lethal
And that's
weapon.
that's what
Oh my
I'm
God.
smelling here, right?
James, who owns this bag? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear
It's
clothes.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This
Look
is
at me.
plain.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Baby, Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right. I think I should ask for divorce or separation. We have another one here. I'm 28 years old. My birthday was a couple of days before Mother's Day, and my husband of 4 years didn't care to show me any love or appreciation. Forget celebrating, he didn't wish me happy birthday. Instead, he slept all afternoon and ignored my existence. I feel like I live just with our daughter, 2 years old, because all he does is go to work, come home, eat dinner, sit in the bathroom for over 45 minutes, takes a shower, then goes to bed. On his day offs, he doesn't want to be bothered because he's tired, naps all afternoon, then drink all night at home. He's on his phone the whole time, then gets drunk and falls asleep on the couch.
Wow.
I seriously am considering separating because I don't feel loved or cared for, not to mention that he says he's always right and I'm always the problem. I have asked him many times for us to see couples therapy, but he refuses to do that. I feel like I'm wasting my time here. What's your take, babe?
I don't know. I think she got it figured out.
What do you mean?
She said she's wasting her time. And she said she thinks she should get a separation. One thing I would say before you make any decisions, like we always advise, is
Right.
to seek
Wise
You
counsel.
seek
That's what the
counsel
scripture says.
first
Seek wise
before
counsel.
you make any drastic decision, because you might be looking at things from your own end and not seeing things from his own side. So
Yeah.
do that first before you make any decision. That's all I can say. But no one deserves to be in a relationship where they feel like, the other person doesn't care and don't want to have anything to do with them.
Yes. So I think it's Proverbs 19:20 that says, "Seek wise counsel and instructions." We can't spell that out enough. We can't even overstate that, But yeah, you're right about that, babe. Like, she definitely needs to seek help. Let me just look at some of the details here. He forgets celebrating. He didn't wish me happy birthday. That's so sad. I hope he's not some kind of Jehovah's Witness or anything like that. But anyway, no, because they don't celebrate.
She would have known that.
Okay, all right, good.
You don't think so?
Maybe it's a
Jeez.
bad communicator.
Oh my God, I can't.
Maybe because this guy just fall asleep and just get drunk and fall asleep. Maybe he's a terrible communicator too.
But the
But-
relationship also look like it's non-existent.
Yeah,
because
it's not.
He has a routine, and
Yep.
it does not include her.
Yeah, this is what Yoruba people will say. Any lori oni fila.
Any fila olori.
This is a wife looking for attention from the husband, right? Am I correct? We've discussed during this taping other people that have a hard time with the message, "I want a divorce from their wife."
Right.
Right. So now we're having a situation where, of course, she's talking now. This is probably 5 years before she pulls the divorce trigger.
Yeah, and then they will say, "I didn't see it coming."
And then I didn't see it coming.
Excuse me, bro. It was right in your face.
But let's address her because she's the one
Complaining. Right.
Not complaining in a negative way, but she's the one talking. We believe that she has a leverage point. She has power if she's willing to engage that power. And I think she's already engaging it, but like you said, maybe a little bit too fast, right? Because again, just two things I'll point out. But anyway, instead he slept all afternoon and ignored my existence. Okay, that's a feeling. Okay, maybe he's really tired. Maybe he's knocking himself out. Maybe he overworks himself. You know how people say, I want to lose weight, and then they will run to the gym, overwork themselves, and then come back and eat inyo.
On my birthday, you don't get away with that. You could do that on another day.
No, this is not the birthday.
Yes,
it
it
the
is
birthday?
now.
Oh, on the birthday. All right.
Please.
So it's worse than we thought. But just in general, right?
Yeah.
My point there
I get
is that
I get the
people
point.
engage bad behavior because they overwhelm themselves in other aspects of life.
Right.
That's my point. Like if he's busy paying all those bills and which is bare minimum, I get it, that's what a man is supposed to do, but he hasn't really figured it out. Somebody used security boss yesterday used the language in between blessings. Maybe he's in between blessings, and you want to make sure
real.
that's real. You want, because this is your husband, you want to make sure that you've really assessed things. This is why you need other people to look at it for you, not sister, uncle, mommy, not all that. Professionals or your pastor, right? So pastors that understand 2022, by the way.
You
right?
keep saying pastor.
No, pastors that understand.
Some pastor that just
Yeah, pastors that get it,
Make
that
it
is
worse.
2022, right? The one that's not trying to pull you back to 1960s, right?
Exactly.
Okay, all right, good. I feel like I live just with daughter. All right. So yeah, she's this disconnection, I guess. He's tired, and then he's saying you're the problem. That's because you said something earlier. Because you're gonna be there anyway. You're gonna wait.
You ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. What? There's nothing out there for the streets. But the truth is that it could be yourself for the streets, for your mental health. And people are opting for that choice these days. They say, I'd rather be single.
Yeah, I cannot come and kill myself.
So
that's a real thing.
He would be wrong if that's how he's thinking. But again, this is your marriage, right? Duty, responsibility calls, duty calls. When you find yourself in crisis, if you're able to save your marriage, you will appreciate it later if you're able to. It's not always that case, though. Some people are just
for the
lost cause,
For the
but
streets.
we never know, so we shall see. I seriously am considering separating. So again, why are you considering separating? Did somebody suggest that to you? Have you spoken to a professional about that? You did say you asked him to seek couples therapy. I always actually advise against that. I think you should seek individual therapy first. If you're in this bad place already, seek individual therapy first, because you want to be prepared. Even if a couples therapy will be necessary ever, you want to be prepared for that. What most people go to couples therapy to do is
argue.
Go there and argue with each
point
other.
Fingers.
They just waste money and argue with each other. That's what, and point fingers, right? That's what that's why it's the same reason why I'm against family meeting. People just say, I'm right here, I'm right. It's a competition. Whereas this is a marriage, it's not a competition, right? So, But if you say, hey, I'm going, that means you're holding yourself accountable, and you're saying, at least I'm at least 50% of this marriage. I'm an adult too. I could take some initiatives here. Maybe he's weak. Maybe he's not operating out of a place of wickedness. Maybe he is. But how would you know if you don't go seek help, wise counsel yourself?
I actually like that, because sometimes you don't even know what you're doing. Like how you contributing to the situation.
Yes.
To making this thing a funk. And then when someone else can point it out, you know that person.
They can click.
You know that person's not judging you.
They're not judging
you. They
you.
don't know you.
Yep.
They don't know you, and you're like, wow. That's making
right,
sense.
Right.
Maybe I should fix this.
And you're not defensive yourself, because you took yourself there. You trust them.
You're paying for it.
You're paying for it. So you're naturally not. You're humbled yourself and say, maybe there's something I can't see here, right?
Yeah,
and humility is one of the keys to successful marriage, because there's going to be moments in time that your pride will creep in and say, why should she treat me that way, or vice versa, right? But you're able to say, it's none of that. We're a team, right?
Yeah.
He's dead drunk over there right now.
Right.
But this is not helping all of us, right? Let me take myself to individual therapy, counseling, coaching, advice, counseling, right? And let me see what they have to say. That's the first step before you consider separation and divorce. Now, many people don't change their behavior unless pain and pleasure or relief is involved.
Yeah.
So if you continue to show up and you're right there and you don't do anything, of course he's like, all is well.
He can predict you. He knows where you're at.
Right.
He knows he's going to find you right there when it gets there.
So it's possible, after you've spoken to a professional, that you may need to separate. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Right? So let's not talk about divorce or separation. It's a marriage. We need more people like you in a healthy marriage. But healthy marriage don't fall out of the sky. Sometimes people have gone through the experience you're going through to create it, right?
It's like a diamond.
And then it looks beautiful on the surface. Like everybody says, oh, they're, what is it? Couple goals? Goal couples? Goal couples? What is it?
No, couple goals.
Couple goals, okay.
Yeah.
Right? That's because they've worked on it.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm getting old. They call me 40 plus.
Yeah.
On Clubhouse.
What the hell? The nerve.
Your father.
Do you have any 40 girls that look as good as you?
They're talking to the 40 plus in their house. But anyway, you get the gist, right?
Yeah.
So, I definitely wouldn't be too quick to talk about divorce, separation. But yes, it's a possibility that you have to back off of people and let them know that you're not going to stay to tolerate any form of abuse unless they show up. They need to show up too, right? To call it a marriage, right?
Yeah.
But also, that's, again, we want to make sure that you've done everything you can do in your power before we get into that space. Yeah.
That's right.
So,
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me. I don't wear clothes.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is plain.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra.
Mama.
I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Baby, Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, eh? Baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right, so we have another one here. I effed up the happiness in my marriage. Let's go through this really quickly. I'm 29 years old and I've been married to my husband, another woman. Married to my husband, who is 31, for the past 8 years. We have 2 kids, 4 and 3 years old. My husband works for a hedge fund, and I have been an occupational therapist. What is it, like sweeping for the hedge fund firm or something? We don't know. A few months ago, I met my ex from high school. First, it was, I completely forgot.
You forgot what?
I just know that's a topic that I want you to look at, review. I forgot the details of it, yeah. First, it was typical small talk, but a few days later, the old attraction resurfaced. And we got closer and more intimate. That sounds painful. Thereafter, we realized our mistake and stopped seeing each other. But a few days ago, I found out I'm pregnant. What? Is that how you say? Pregnant? Jesus Christ. I don't want to terminate my pregnancy, and also I don't want to lose my husband. I know I messed up, but I do love my husband. Kindly help me in resolving this problem. I'm so stressed, and the guilt, and I'm not even thinking straight.
Wow.
It's a wahoo. Yes, a wahoo.
So does the husband even know? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
She didn't say any of that. Your take, babe. What would you say to this?
Well, what I can say is everything that happened in the darkness
Shall come to the light.
shall definitely come to
One
the
way or
light.
the other. It's not always pregnancy.
Okay?
It's going to come out some way, somewhere.
This has been done. The deed has been done, eh?
Especially when it comes to marriage.
Exactly. And you know why? Because even if
Yeah.
she didn't want the pregnancy and
Right.
she terminated the pregnancy, she still needs to do the needful.
And what is that, babe?
Talk to her husband.
You
gotta, because I'm telling you.
So that's
if
actually
she-
not that relevant. In a very weird, twisted way, the
even
pregnancy
if
is actually not relevant.
Yeah, even if she took out the baby, I'm talking about what guilt can do to you. Guilt
Right.
can destroy everything you have.
Yeah. Because you
So
won't
even
act
if-
right. You won't act right.
You won't.
Yeah.
You just be. How do you say it? You just be. Yoruba people say shishe.
Yeah.
Some people use Yoruba English and say misdo. You just be
Misdo.
doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, you will be messing everything
Because
up.
trust have been broken.
Yeah.
So for me, personally, you have to know. Right now, you already know. Whatever the outcome is, I am ready to face it. You gotta be ready for that. You gotta be ready for that. You have to sit down with yourself and speak to yourself. Be real with yourself. Because what am I saying? You might lose your marriage. Okay?
Yeah. There's no guarantees.
There's
Yeah.
no guarantee.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't lose your marriage, you still won't have a peaceful marriage.
Yes.
Because you're filled with guilt. So sit your man down and tell him what happened. At least do the honorable thing.
Right.
Do the needful.
All right.
And then, I'm sorry to tell you this. Even though your power is actually minimal in this moment, because you want the marriage and you want to keep the baby.
Yeah. I don't know why.
He gets
Why
to-
you wanting marriage? Marriage is just lasting on you.
He gets to make that decision if he
Yeah.
wants you in his life. To be
Yeah,
honest
that should be
with
the
you.
last thing on your mind.
And you have to be okay with the decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only way I can be fair with this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
It's a lot. The first thing I would say is that, first of all, I'm sorry, it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
All right? Shit happens. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's real.
It's real, you know. So shit happens. It's not the end of the world.
But there are people that will say, keep the same energy right now. She
What energy?
cheated on her husband.
No, I mean, that's
And
spilled
there are
milk.
also
That's spilled
people-
milk.
I understand. Me and you, we understand the spilled milk. Because me here.
Like,
I've
wait, you need me to say she cheated?
I've been raising my eyebrows to the guys, when they were, misdoing. Okay?
Right.
But me, right now, I'm like giving the lady empathy.
Right.
But I understand it.
Yeah.
It's the cheating right now is kind of.
Yeah.
She cheated. She feels bad already. She's
Yeah.
already taking accountability for that.
Let me go through really quickly, and then 29, 31 years old, 8 years in marriage. You met an ex. You have 3 kids, 2 kids, 4 and 3 years old. Small talk led into old attraction resurfacing. All right, let's not pretend that your marriage was in a perfect position before that happened.
Yep.
Because people just don't random. There's no space to fall in love with 2 people. That's why I laugh at polygamists too. Usually, when you have multiple wives,
You have
one is the
favorites.
IO, one is the
Yeah, you have a
favorite,
favorite.
and the rest are just placeholders.
Yeah.
Until one day the other one offends. But at any moment in time,
That can shift.
that can shift. But it's usually you're in love with one person, you really enjoy their time, right? You clearly were not in that position with your husband, right?
Yeah.
That's not to blame your husband or you. I'm just saying, can we put that out
Things
there?
weren't.
Things were not exactly what it's
perfect.
supposed to be. You're going to need that to forgive yourself later because you made a mess, a nasty mess. But remember, life is not going to end. You're going to need to forgive yourself at some point. So if you put this weight on yourself, like you just woke up one day and you became a bad person, it's going to be hard for you to forgive yourself, So old attraction resurfaced. We got closer and more intimate. No, you committed adultery and you had sex with somebody who was not your husband. Don't use that word intimacy. That's just rude.
Oh
You're
my
still being
God.
rude, okay? Hey, I'm just saying. Thereafter, we realized our mistake and stopped.
Seeing each other.
You call a mistake to people, they will roast you. It's not a mistake. You
It's
made
a
a bad
choice.
choice.
It's
All
a
right?
choice.
Terrible choice. But
Yeah.
I'll give you a pass. I understand what you mean by mistake, but most people are not going to understand that. Especially, holier than thou people that never cheat. They don't want to hear that.
They don't want. That's triggering.
I would never cheat. So that's just terrible to call it. You get the gist, right? Okay, so avoid calling it a mistake. You made a bad choice. And the person on the receiving end of it too, your husband, does not want to hear that it's a mistake thing. They want to hear you hold yourself accountable, right?
Yep.
And stop seeing each other. But a few days ago, I found out you're pregnant. Okay, I don't want to tell. That means you were not having sex. Because why are you so sure the pregnancy is for the other person? That means you were not having sex with your husband.
Well, she knows the date of
Right.
conception. Yeah,
Still,
something's still lacking.
those things can be
Something's
off.
still lacking. Yeah.
Right? Why are you so sure? It's because nothing was going on with you and your husband.
At home.
Again, there was a blank, there was a void. Doesn't make it his fault. It still makes it your responsibility. If you're in a marriage and there's a void, you're responsible for filling that void and make sure that nothing stupid, crazy happens. But it's happened. We get it. Okay. I don't want to terminate my pregnancy. That sounds entitled as shit, but oh well.
That's,
I get it. Women feeling. It's a pregnancy.
Yeah,
It's part of who you
that's-
are.
yeah.
But to
It's a
the other
choice.
side, that sounds entitled. Okay, that would sound entitled because they don't have that connection you have with your pregnancy with.
right.
They may not. They may not.
That's why
But
I
most
said-
likely they won't. Okay.
He might be the one to say, you know what, I don't want this, and the marriage is over. You gotta be
Yep.
ready to accept it.
And also, I don't want to lose my husband. Okay, you gotta pick one.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to pick at least one, possibly 0. Right now, you should be say, okay, I made a mess. I need to self-sustainable. This marriage, there's no guarantee.
No
I just want to make
guarantee.
sure my relationship is solid, even if we decide to go a separate way. That's where your mindset should be right now.
Absolutely.
If your mindset is not in that place, you're entitled. It's annoying.
Because you've made a boo-boo.
Okay? I know I messed up.
Beautiful.
No, it doesn't sound like you know you messed up because you're looking to have your cake and eat it too. That's what that last sentence sounded like, right? But I do love my husband. We know you love, but you're not in love with him. You're not in love with him, and that's part of the problem. Because if you realized earlier enough that you're not in love with him, you would do some work to avoid this kind of mess, right? But you're still saying I love my husband, and you're acting like you're in love with your husband. We know you love your husband. Clearly, that's
Or
your
maybe
husband.
you love the idea of being with your
Of being in a
husband.
marriage.
Yeah, it's real. Like,
So, resolving this problem, I agree with you 100%. They need to have a conversation, but you need a third party. It's dangerous.
oh yeah, it's very
dangerous.
dangerous to have. Oh yes.
This
With
men
all
nowadays
this-
these breeds
It's
of men
true.
nowadays,
It's
they
true.
can't handle this kind of
I
stuff.
forgot that part. You need someone. You need a third party.
Depending on what kind of person he is, of course,
Yeah.
but I would just make sure that I have someone around.
Just in case. This is not easy pill to
You don't know how
swallow.
people will react to this. Please be safe.
Yes. it's
Be
true.
safe,
It's true.
be safe. But it's not the end of the world. You can still have a beautiful life.
Oh, absolutely.
The best of us make mistakes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That we're not proud of. It is what it is. It's just called life, right? But we make the most out of the lessons learned,
Right.
and everybody look at it and say it's perfect, and they just full of shit, right? So you get the gist. You get the gist. Yes. So that's that for that, right?
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear
It's
clothes.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This
look
is
at me.
bling.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right. I said all right. Where's my re? Where's my R? Anyway, my husband no longer desires me. Let's talk about this. This one's a little bit long. Let me just see something here. So make sure at one point here. My husband no longer desires me. My husband, 34 years old, and I am 32 years old. I've been together 10 years and married for 6 years. No kids, and we own a house together. A few years ago, he made a necessary career change that required him to earn another college degree. During that time, our relationship really suffered. Oh, right? He had to prioritize the schoolwork over our relationship while I handled all other aspects of our life independently, working full-time to financially support us, house maintenance, caring for dogs, keeping up social life, planning vacations, and doing shopping for 3 years. Sound like privileged people. But what? After he graduated, he immediately took a high-stress salaried position that requires many overtime hours each time.
Oh my God. Each week. I had hoped that after school we could get back to spending more time together, but that hasn't been the case. It seems like all he's interested in is working and playing video games. On my days off, I fix things around the house. On his off days, he either doesn't get dressed and naps all day, or goes out drinking with his work buddies, not getting home till evening. Oh no.
Evening. Anyway, let's continue. We did marriage counseling for a few months, but he wanted to quit because it wasn't helping. These are my issues with marriage counseling. Okay, but anyway, let's keep going. I would never discount marriage counseling. I just think people misuse it the wrong way. We're communicating better, but he still can't seem to grasp what I mean when I say I want to feel like he wants me. Yeah, that's some weird shit that women do. But anyway, but
Excuse me.
he doesn't initiate conversation with me unless he's venting about his job. He only independently handles one chore around the house, setting out the garbage bins. Since me being busy all the time, but he doesn't offer to help. Then he complains that I'm never in the mood to be physically intimate.
Hello.
I'm nearing the end of my patience at this point. I love him. But anytime you use but, by the way, everything before that is negative, okay? I'm not in love with or attracted to him at all right now.
She's saying the truth.
I find myself dreaming about running away to start a new life.
Yep.
I'm scared to be alone, but I just dread spending time with him anymore. I don't feel like there's hope for me either way. Your take, my love?
Look, this is what I say when it comes to, it's easy for couples to grow apart. They don't understand, while you're chasing your dreams, okay, you have to be aware that you have somebody else in a relationship with you. And it's your responsibility to make sure you make time for that person. Yes.
Who is you, man or woman?
Either be a man or woman.
Okay.
Because today's world, people are so career driven and everything else suffers. They don't even have children. Think about it. If they have children,
they
what
got
would
dogs.
have happened? They have dogs. She said they didn't have any kids, but they have dogs.
No kids, yeah. You pick these things up better than me. I'm reading it.
Because I can just imagine if you work so hard that you're burnt out, there's no way you will have time for your marriage. It's absolutely no time. But he has time to play video games.
Yes.
Did
But
you
that's
hear
video
that one?
games. Do you think if you come and wave your booty in front of me while I'm playing video games, I won't change?
I don't think this will
Position?
change if you come and wave his booty right there. And in the same token, you still want to have fun later on the night with someone you didn't even.
That's what I'm saying. Why
bother-
wait till tonight? Why don't you just
didn't
come and
even
wave your
bother
booty
to
in front of me?
ask, like, how you doing? Because for us, it starts from here.
Right.
You're not spending time with me. You didn't see me all day. I changed my
All of this
outfit.
is you.
I
You
did
keep saying
my-
you.
I did my hair. I did everything. You didn't even notice that I changed. And then in the nighttime, you want to now fling my thighs and make me do some reverse cowgirl nonsense. It's
That
not
is
gonna
exaggeration.
happen.
For the most
That
part, this
is
kind of
not
dudes,
going
they don't
to
even get missionary.
happen.
This kind of dudes don't even get missionary.
Yeah, and guess why
Much
they
less
don't?
flinging your ties.
Well,
Exaggerations
guess
all over
why
the
it
place.
doesn't happen? Because the pee is dried up.
Whose fault is that? Hey, they don't miss it.
The kind of person that doesn't have time for you.
That's his fault.
Everything adds up. Everything.
Are you listening, gentlemen? Are you
adds
listening?
up.
Everything is your fault.
It adds up. You cannot, if you want to have a great time in the nighttime, it starts from the morning. It starts from you are already gingering me up.
In the morning, I'm busy trying to pay our bills.
I'm not a porn star. I don't do this for work, bro. I need to work myself there. Porn stars, they will smile and just fling their. It happens. Even porn stars in their marriage,
They have trouble.
they have issues.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
I've seen stories.
That is work. I want to be treated like a
That's
woman.
terrible.
I want to
So
be
you give
treated-
strangers
I wanna be
all of
wined
this.
and-
You
No.
give strangers all of this
That
experience.
is a career. Okay.
Strangers.
She's acting.
I don't care. You give strangers
That is
all of this.
acting. That is acting. When she doesn't like it, she has to act like she likes it because of the paycheck. So men need to understand you can't just come in the nighttime and try to put your ding dong into a woman without being connected. We love to be emotionally connected to our men.
Anyway, let me do mine. Since
Any
you've done
woman
yours.
out there would agree with me.
Anyway.
Well, any feminine woman, let me say.
No, they will. No, you're right. They will mostly agree with you.
Because
You
these
know.
days, some random
The only thing is that-
technician will come and tell you something else.
Right.
Like, yo.
So what should she do?
Oh my God. Girl.
Because
I
you've
don't know.
connected
I
with
feel
her pain
bad.
so much.
I have connected with
You
your
have
pain. I
you
can
have
feel
you have no advice for her.
I could feel you. All I feel is your pain. All I feel is your pain. But like you said, individual therapy is very needed. But in this situation, this is a situation of neglect.
Who's neglecting who?
The husband is neglecting the wife.
Okay.
In this aspect,
According to her, though.
According to
So
her.
we should talk about what she can do about it.
According to her. And in this time, she's very unattracted to him. So what I can say is that
Wait.
what are those
Why are we
things?
forgetting that he's not as attracted to her?
Either.
He just want to fuck. That's it.
They just want to.
That doesn't like.
They just want to knock one off.
Let me give you ladies a newsflash. A man who just want to knock one off is not necessarily attracted
love.
to you.
Yes, it's true.
I think we miss that when we're talking about these things.
Yes,
And it's only a matter of time before he seeks connection outside too.
this is true.
Most men that have side chicks don't do it because of sex. I'm talking about the permanent side chick, right? Not the one
It's
where
the
they just have
connection.
sex. It's the
Yeah.
connection,
It is the connection.
right? So while you could be correct, everything you said about him is your story. We believe you, right? The question is that what can you do about this situation?
I think one of the things that is so hard for us to do when we find ourselves in these situations is focusing on the positive the other person brings to you.
Yes.
Like reminding ourselves of those things
Right.
that made us fall in love with
Right.
Because then if we
And
are
the bare
reminded-
minimum that he's still doing.
Yeah, and if we remember that, we have empathy for them, and instead of reacting, we would want to find out what is going on, babe. How are you doing today? What would you like for me to do for you?
Yep.
I think it's a matter of that, and things can, maybe not change 360, but
Yeah.
come a little bit to your side.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely would want to, for this kind of person, I want to emphasize on, because it's such a long a write-up that I want to emphasize for them the power that they have. Because they tend to, it's coming from a place that I'm powerless. That's when you say I lose patience. You lost patience. That's effectively releasing your power. One of the biggest power you can have in romantic relationship is your ability to have patience. Deliberately,
That is very true.
intentionally. Because sometimes your partner is just not there.
Word.
They're just another human being. They're just not there. Who knows? Then they may not even be able to explain what's going on until you go through the process, right? So, but you tend to want answers right away,
Right.
right?
Impatient.
Yeah. So, so definitely don't lose your patience because this is a marriage we're talking about, right? He explains that I'm never in the mood. Yes, he doesn't know any better. It's terrible. Like most husbands, they come into marriage exactly like that. They think
he's never in the mood.
he says she's never in the mood,
Oh, okay.
right? So that's because he just wants to knock one off at night, and then of course
Go
she's not in
back
the
to
mood
his-
because the
yeah.
connection is not there.
There's no connection.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so when he's playing video games, if he plays video games, I would definitely, if he likes some leisure things, I would take some interest in that. And, and again, you're going to
Connect
do
with
some
him.
things that's not conventional. Have a conversation, communication, bullshit.
Oh, the
You guys been
conversation,
talking and
ah.
arguing.
Oh my God.
That's what you've been doing.
It's overdone.
It's time for seduction.
Yep.
How do you do that? You take some interest in some of the things he's interested in, right? You also, by yourself as an individual, engage therapy for your own good. Because if you're solid yourself, you tend to also attract love because everybody wants to be a part of that, including him. He will want to be a part of that. He'll be curious to what you're up to, right? But there's a good chance you'll be nagging. It's a good chance you'll be nagging about this. That creates a vicious cycle. It just gets worse.
Yeah.
Right? Because but we should be intentional. We should be adult and communicate. Newsflash: when you're in a romantic relationship, all that goes out the window.
Oh Lord.
Okay, right? Because they also feel you should be that.
Yes.
So
We're both feeling the same way. Like,
cancels out. Okay. The only thing that happens that one person is not actively trying to seduce the other person. Right? He should also be doing that, but he's not the one talking right now. You're the one talking, right? You two, you're in a marriage. You two, you can engage that. And then you can teach him how you would like to be seduced, if that's a thing at all, if it's even necessary at all, because he may just take charge and actually feel terrible that he hasn't done it first and then take charge, right? But again, if it's like literally a bad person, toxic situation, because we like to talk like this, I'm married to a bad person. We like to do that. No, you're not married to a bad person, because if you are, that makes you a bad person.
Word. You're preaching, babe.
Okay?
Because you attracted this bad person.
Yes, it's something about you that made it comfortable for bad to be around, right? So we're just going to ignore that? No. For the most part, maybe your situation is bad. There are some minorities like that. But
Yeah,
it's a good chance.
I have heard certain things like, you don't understand this man. Sometimes they come into your life on purpose to destroy it. And I'm like,
Right. Oh, no, if
those
they say
are
it like that,
evil people.
if they say it like that, should be it's easy for me to say, no, you're lying. They will say it in a way that it's not exactly like that, but it's exactly that. It's like, wait, but everything you just spelled out says this is a bad, terrible person. What about you? How did you find yourself in a situation with a bad, terrible person? They say it's indirect, all kind of indirect. So no one else points it out. I'm gonna keep pointing it out. Okay, the person you're married is highly likelihood is a good person who's doing bad stuff because they find themselves in a funk.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna treat it like that. I learned that actually in a different weird way from T.D. Jakes. It's wickedness versus weakness.
Yes.
Is this behavior coming out of a place of weakness or wickedness? If your mindset keep telling you wickedness, naturally you feel angered and you want to get them back too, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't help anyone. But if you think of it as weakness, then you have some empathy there.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do something to help us both as a team out of this
Funk.
out of the funk, right? So yes, definitely seduction. Yeah. Your husband doesn't desire still your husband. You have power. Learn some seduction skills. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stop the cap. That could be going to the gym. That could be showing up. That could be smelling good. That could be how you talk to him, right? If you're combative, because for right reasons, maybe you're actually right. Maybe he actually doesn't do what he's supposed to do. But if you're combative, the fact that you're right will go out the window.
Oh, it's not going to help your situation.
He's going to respond back to your combativeness either by shutting down or running away from you. All right, it's a vicious cycle, you know. So yeah, that's that with that, and then we're rolling to the next segment.
James, who owns this bar? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear
It's
clothes.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is bling.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Baby, Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, eh, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right, welcome back. So Nick Young, you know who Nick Young is? Let me see if I can share my screen and then
Yes, please.
we can look at it. Right.
Share your screen.
Couples Retreat. So there's this show that we've been watching. We've been catching here and there
a
on
good show.
VH1. It's called Couples Retreat, not therapy. There are two shows on there called Couples Some. Couples VH1's Couple Retreat. Let me share that with you so that you can at least connect with what we're talking about here. And there's this guy on it, Nick Young. You know Nick Young, right? You remember Nick Young?
Yep. The guy with the meme face.
Yeah, with the meme face.
I can't.
Let me show his meme face. So you probably have recognized his face. Yeah, there you go. This face right here. This one right here. This one. There you go. This one. There you go. That's Nick Young. So he's one of the cast members on the couples therapy. This is couple therapy here. It's the second season.
Right.
So
It's
this
a good show.
It's a good show.
Very
Yeah,
good
they're on the second season, and we started watching. What was the last one? May 30. Rita begins to wonder if she's happy. Okay, so let's talk about some of this couple, right? Okay, the first
Right.
question I have for you, babe, is Nick Young an unsupportive husband to his wife? From what you've seen thus far, is he? So a quick backstory,
Yeah.
right? Quick backstory. Do you remember? You remember that?
I remember. Look.
It was professional basketballer.
Yes.
He doesn't play anymore.
Right.
Your wife wants to go to school.
They
right?
have kids.
They have kids.
They're not even married yet. She's still his fiance, to be honest with you.
Okay. That's true.
They're not even married yet.
That's true.
But they live together. You know how it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They live together.
Right. So, yeah, this is the couple right here. Yeah, good. So, they're not married, but they got kids, and he wants to go to school. She's looking for support.
Okay, so she's looking for support from her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Put in mind that this guy is a professional, like he's an ex-professional. Is he MBA?
MBA, right.
MBA star. So he's always the provider,
Right.
made money,
Yep.
She probably lived the life and all that stuff.
He was
And
also
now
dating, what
he
is it?
cheated.
Was it cheating? It was cheating.
It was-
with Izzy
Azealia.
Is it what's her name? The rapper white girl from Australia.
I think it's Azealia Banks.
No, not Azealia
No,
Banks.
Azealia Banks. What's
Something
the
like
other
that.
one?
Yeah.
Iggy, whatever. her
Iggy
name
Ziggy
is.
Go Ziggy.
The girl from
something
Australia.
like that. Yeah.
That one. He cheated with her.
Right.
Anyway, backstory is cheated.
Right.
He's been the provider. He's the one that, is the go-getter and all that. But now, his career is over.
Okay.
So I guess he's doing other things.
Right.
He's retired. Is he retired or he got wounded or something like that?
It's just
Anyway,
not working.
It's over. He's not
He's
working.
home now.
So she
So
wants
he's
to go to
complaining
school.
about raising their kids and having
Yeah.
to cater to the kids and stuff.
She
like that.
wants to go to school.
Right.
But he doesn't want to assume the role of like taking the kids to school, maybe to the school bus and making
Right.
sure they're good and making sure they have food to eat. He doesn't see what he wants is somebody else can do that.
Right.
I think he's okay with her going to
He
school.
wants to hire somebody else to do all that. Yeah.
And she's offended by that. Like, I have supported you all this while,
Right.
and I ask you for one thing, and you can't even do it.
Yep.
And oftentimes, men will say, at least it's being done. The job is done.
Right.
I don't need to physically do it. I'm going to get you someone to do it.
So is he being supportive by suggesting that they should hire people, or you think he should do more?
I think he should do better.
Like what?
If your wife says that she wants you to be the one personally responsible for that, this is what I will ask.
Right.
Why don't you want us to hire someone? Because it could be coming from, trauma.
Right.
Me, for example, I consider myself like a
So that's
paranoid
true. I
mom.
never heard him talk about why she doesn't want to hire someone.
Yes, it's because for me personally, I'm a paranoid mom because I've seen things happen to children. Things happened around me.
Right.
So I'm not so open to leaving my kids in the hands of strangers.
Right.
I don't care for nannies or I have trust issues when it comes to other people outside my family.
Right.
So it could be something similar to that. You don't know.
Right.
You just want to shut it down with, no, I'm going to hire someone. Blah, blah. And I've noticed that he also minimizes our feelings.
Right, because the guy has a permanent smile on his face.
It's annoying. I got to say.
Wait,
I like
I
someone
kind of do
that smile
too.
all that. No, baby. Yeah? Your face when it's serious.
You don't think I have a
No,
permanent
no,
smile on my
you don't,
face?
baby, you don't. Sometimes I have to
But he
remind
does.
You, I have to remind you to
smile. Okay,
because
that's
you have
true,
a-
that's true.
You have a tough,
That's
like,
true, that's
you're,
true.
you're tough
Yeah.
dude and all
That's
that.
true.
You're
Yeah.
just naturally like that.
Right.
But this guy consistently has a smirk on his face. I want to smack that smirk off his face.
And I think the wife is annoyed by that. So
I
so
would be.
everything turns out to be a joke for him because Michael Blackson is on this same show as a
Oh
host.
my God.
And everything is a
Michael
joke to
Blackson
him.
is yeah. I
Right.
can't.
But I can understand why, because again, the wife subscribed, the girlfriend subscribed to all that from before. But this
I
one's,
mean-
the wife is always serious, but there's a permanent smile on
You don't
his
know when he's
face.
serious and when he's not. I'm like,
So,
are you kidding?
so that's why I'm asking. Like, okay, is it a supportive? In my opinion, I don't think he's an unsupportive husband. I think he doesn't know what he doesn't know.
I don't think he's an unsupportive husband,
yeah.
but I think he could do.
I think he's
more.
trying to do more, but he doesn't know what to do.
He shuts down.
Yeah, because he shuts
even
down
with
too.
that smirk.
Once you try to remove the smile on his face by being too
Yeah.
serious,
Yeah,
he
shuts
goes
down.
into some kind of corner.
Yeah, he
He said,
goes and
"Oh,
I just
no,
want to sleep
sleep
anyway.
about it,
Like what?
Like, dude, I can't hear what you said. Can you speak up?
So I can imagine how she feels like she's dealing with another child.
Right. That's
Like,
that's
are
precisely
you
what
a
it is.
boy or are you my husband?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a tough one. He needs to step it up, bro.
Yeah. So I see them. I see her as she's very numb in the face. She looks like
She is.
she's carrying a lot of pain.
Yes, she is.
You know, she
And
looks
she
like
talked about it. She said there were times that people don't know what you're going through because you're married to a celebrity.
Right.
And like, for example, when it was cheating with Iggy,
Right.
people were cussing her out. Like, oh, she's
Like she
ugly,
was the
that's
side
why.
chick.
She's the side chick. She's this. They were talking.
Yeah,
they
like
were
you
even
leave
addressing
Iggy to
the
deal
guy
with
that
this?
cheated.
Right.
They are busy.
And let me guess,
destroying
those are
this
mostly women.
Women.
Ah.
Women all the
Wow.
time. Women will fight for men.
Uh-huh.
They will fight for men. Men fight for men.
Right.
Women fight for men.
All right,
Women
you're
are
exaggerating.
always-
Stop.
No, I am not, babe. I am not. When women are going through stuff, you will see some women come like, maybe you're the reason this is happening. Maybe you didn't do this. Like, excuse me? Can you at least empathize with this person first before you start passing all kind of,
Right.
judgments that you call advice?
So you're holding women accountable now.
Look, we gotta do better. We gotta be better human beings.
All right, let's move
If you've
on.
been through something, you should not want somebody else to be through it, to go through it. But
Right.
what I've noticed is, especially with the older women,
Right.
because they've suffered, they want you to suffer more. I don't get it. It's like, do you know what I went
You sound
through?
like a modern woman, but
Oh well, whatever. I just feel like we should empathize
our
with each
mothers.
other
Some people
more.
say our mothers are the best wife that ever been and will never be and ever.
Go and
be.
ask our fathers.
Yeah,
They're the ones that can tell us. Okay, so please
All right, let me.
stop the cap.
Let's yeah, I think he's a supportive I think he definitely needs some coaching. I don't think he means any harm. I
don't think so
I think
either.
he's in a place that's like that sweet spot where you can actually pick someone and help them out. I think that smirk on his face needs to be removed.
It needs to be removed.
but,
Please.
But I think also she can be a little bit more intentional about it. But it's hard when you've gone through some humiliations.
pain.
With regards to that particular relationship, I can acknowledge that's probably hard for her. But at least she came on the show, so
Yeah, she was open enough.
yep.
James, who owns this bag? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear
It's
clothes.
mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me.
This is plain.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra. I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
Momo.
I didn't know you were insecure, baby. You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
All right. So let's do a quick love and marriage Huntsville update. We haven't touched on it in a while, right? We did some videos on this channel. You can check them out. That went viral on this show. It's a show on the OWN network that
Yep.
we've been a fan of for about
That's a good
4
show,
seasons.
too. That's a good show.
My brother and the wife, Shola, they are also a big fan of the show.
It's a good show.
Yeah. So,
show.
before I share, do you have any particular update you want to talk about when it comes to the show that you find fascinating in this season?
I don't know. I really have to break my head to think because there's so much drama this season. Like in between Destiny and Melanie and what's the other new chick? Is it Stormy? Like there's so much going on there that I'm like, okay, are we gonna just be fighting?
So
as
it
women
seems
on the
like
show?
I'll be honest with you. It seems like this season,
dragging
the
a little.
fact that there is no drama
between
whatchamacallit,
Mattel and Melanie.
yeah, it seems like it's dragging it, like
I think I feel that way too.
yeah, it's like it's like almost like they don't have anything else to talk about because those ones are not in a fight, So
I think they're intentional with that too.
you think so?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. So here's the show right here. Let me just share this. This is you can see some of the pictures of the characters on this show. That's What's her name again? Melody. Melody.
Oh, Melody. I keep
Is it
calling
Melody?
her Melanie.
Oh,
Melody.
Melody, right? And this is the other new chick. What's her name? I forget their name, man.
Tiffany.
Yeah, we shouldn't be reviewed without knowing their name. But anyway,
That's
the main
Tiffany.
one that's Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany, and then this is Kimmy.
Yes.
This is Melody. So Melody and Martel, the first 3 seasons was about their drama. They ended up divorcing on the show,
Right.
right?
Like it happened live and direct.
Like
on the
live
show.
and direct. It all started. This news started coming out. Side chick, blah blah blah. This is more Maurice and Kimmy, right?
Right.
All right. So now let's take it one at a time, right? The main couples. Let's start with Kimmy and Maurice. No drama as usual. Boring. Boring.
No drama because I feel like Kimmy, you know what? She kind of covers.
But she's a
herself
woman like
and-
everybody else.
No.
I could
She's
see her
a-
smelling some stank.
She's a wise woman.
Right.
I will give her that. She
Like the-
doesn't fall for any small thing because
Right.
Maurice. Sometimes I catch him sleeping. I'm like, dude,
How?
like, you gotta
Explain,
do
baby.
better.
Elaborate, baby.
Yeah,
Elaborate.
you gotta do better.
Elaborate.
And, you know,
One example.
They were talking about the picture.
Okay, the picture of them in Atlanta as they went as guys, and potentially they were messing with other women. Potentially.
They don't know that for a fact, but
Right.
yeah, potentially.
But it came back, and Kimmy reacted like a woman. She's not as hard stone on the
He's
surface like
always
she claimed to be.
minimizing the situation.
But it affected her.
Yes.
She felt some type of way
But
about that.
he minimized the situation.
Oh, he minimized it, you think?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
Oh.
And he has a good one right here. Kimmy is a very good woman. I mean, from
I think she's a very wise, feminine
and she's
woman.
a very wise
Yes.
woman. And if he just holds up his own part very well, they'll be fine. But they're
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
fine anyway.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
fine.
Yeah.
They're strong. They're like the strongest on the show, in my
Right.
opinion.
Okay. All right. Good. So they're good, but they can just be careful because of the show. All right.
Maurice, in particular.
Okay. So Maurice sometimes act like a mama's boy. He
He
gives
sure
me that
does.
mama's
Yeah.
boy's vibe. But it's a divorcee, so he needs to be careful before he starts to project. But anyway, the second person I want to talk about is Marcel and Letitia. So this season, Marcel, Letitia, it looks like Letitia is still struggling there.
So Letitia has been struggling from day one when it comes to all these rumors concerning her husband.
Right.
And it's not easy, especially when you have a mother that does not know that this is reality TV show and this is my life.
Well,
The
yeah.
mom is not helping. I'm sorry. You can't be coming and addressing. Oh, let's address the part that your husband is cheating with some woman. Almost making it seem
And she
like
said
it's true.
supposedly, because your husband is supposedly with a bunch of women,
Like, is this woman
and
a
supposedly that
crackhead?
was his back. Oh Lord.
She's
Alright.
not helping.
But that's real in real life. Some mothers don't know when to back off.
want to stop.
They don't know when to back off their children's marriage.
It's
don't know.
another. It's a thing. Already she has to deal with that online, right, with people.
Right.
And even though Letitia says that she doesn't care, in
But
her
she cares.
face you can tell that she cares. She's about to cry the next minute.
Well,
And
she
then the
drove to her husband's restaurant, their restaurant, to come and have this conversation. This dude started crying because it seems like he's frustrated with the same question all
It's the
over.
same
It can get
question from season one.
it can get to you
Yeah.
because the weight. Marshall from season 1, season 2 act all this macho.
yeah.
And I would even comment. He actually engaged me one time.
I remember.
You remember
said
that? Like, and I was like, dude, it's not because again, a lot of men get stuck in this right and wrong limbo. Like, this is your wife. Your right is useless.
Right.
Like, this is about being wise. This is about understanding some things to respond to, something not to respond to. Don't set yourself up on expectations, because when you get on a show like that with so much attention,
Oh my God.
it affects you.
I don't care how much you make on that
Oh,
show.
I don't read the comment bullshit.
Oh.
Yes, you do.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
it will affect you. Yes, you want to make sure you're solid and strong. We have to be careful here, right? Because when you get certain level of attention, it can work against you.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because we all care about what other people think about us, right? We
Even
all
if you try
every
not to
single
care. wants
some
to
of us
see their
do it
name
to
murdered?
greater level than the others.
Right.
Some of you are toxic at the level like you're looking for every like on a button, right?
I can.
And some of us, it's not necessarily the like, but we still care. You know what I'm saying? But everyone cares about how you're perceived by other people, right? So how much more you have millions upon millions of people watching your family, and in weird ways, I am convinced that people would rather celebrate divorces and broken up family
And it's so sad.
than a family that's together.
That's so sad. It's very
I am
depressing.
convinced. I am absolutely convinced. Okay?
Because it look like they're just trying to tear these people down.
I don't think it's that intentional. I think it's because naturally negative is more entertaining. It's indirect, but it's sad nonetheless.
It is.
You know, you see people would rather, I keep saying this, people would rather listen to divorcees' advice than people who are actually creating the result they're looking for. Like they would rather, listen to what all the mistakes to avoid, all the toxic thing that I should just avoid. You see my mouth?
You're going to be walking on eggshell for the rest of your life
Right?
and not enjoy marriage.
And not listen to people that can tell them this is how to create the success that you are actually looking for. Because the people that look like they're creating the success you're looking for have also been through the pitfall. They're just lucky, or maybe they've achieved or acquired some skill set to help them maintain to be on this other side.
Right.
So you can learn both what not to do and what to do.
Well, the negatives are more popular.
The excuse they give is that, at least they can teach us what not to do. I was like, no, they can only teach you how they failed and not how to get out of the failure.
Facts.
That's all they can teach you,
Word.
right? Now, if somebody has failed and they've been on the other side of it, they can probably teach you some better stuff,
Yes. Absolutely.
right? It's not to knock anyone. I'm just saying, like, hey, if you just be aware that you have the tendency to be entertained by bullshit and negative stuff. And if you have some real things that you want to build, then I'll definitely say, just be aware, be guarded, when it comes to that.
Yeah. So, Mercer and Letitia, they have a lot of work ahead of them, especially with the way Letitia feels
Right.
about this whole situation.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do with their mother, but,
You don't know what they're going to do
I
with their
don't
mother.
know, because the mother is,
Yeah.
she's a big part of the funk.
Yeah.
She is. And she's actually very shameless too.
She don't give a shit.
She doesn't give a shit about the feelings of her daughter.
Yeah.
For entertainment reason, I don't like it. I don't like
It's
it.
what
hurts
it
me.
is. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. We had a good time today.
Yes.
This was June. This is to June, to a beautiful June. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated, and we'll see you on the next one. And peace.